Welcome to another journey into the twisted, beautiful nightmare that is Bloodborne's cosmic horror. If you're settling in for the night, you've found the perfect companion for your rest, a deep dive into one of the most heartbreaking truths hidden within From Software's gothic masterpiece. Before we begin our descent into the cosmic tragedy that drives every horror in Yharnam, I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button. It truly helps more than you might think, and it lets me know you're ready for more long-form lore explorations like this one. Tonight, we're exploring something far more profound than simple cosmic horror. We're uncovering the Great One's true purpose, their desperate quest for connection, and the tragic loneliness that transforms godlike beings into the universe's most pitiable creatures. What you're about to hear will reframe everything you thought you knew about Bloodborne's antagonists, revealing them not as malevolent cosmic overlords, but as bereaved parents trapped in an eternal cycle of loss and longing. The rain falls eternally in Yharnam, each drop carrying with it the weight of cosmic sorrow. In the shadows between worlds, beings of unimaginable power weep for children they cannot create, mourning losses so profound that reality itself bends around their grief. These are the Great Ones, and their story is not one of conquest or malevolence, but of the most fundamentally human emotion elevated to cosmic proportions, the desperate need for family, for connection, for love. As we settle into our exploration tonight, imagine yourself walking through the lamplit streets of Yharnam as the blood moon rises overhead. The cobblestones beneath your feet have witnessed centuries of tragedy, each stone a silent testament to the price of cosmic intervention in mortal affairs. The very air thrums with otherworldly presence, thick with the weight of beings who exist partially outside our reality, forever reaching across dimensional barriers in search of something they can never truly possess. What makes the Great Ones so terrifying is not their alien nature or their reality-warping powers. It's their fundamental similarity to us. Strip away the cosmic consciousness and multidimensional existence, and what remains is something heartbreakingly familiar. Parents who have lost their children, desperately seeking surrogates to fill the void left by their greatest tragedy. This is the engine that drives every horror in Bloodborne, from the beast scourge ravaging Yharnam's streets to the nightmare realms where souls are trapped in eternal torment. Tonight's journey will take us through 15 chapters of cosmic tragedy, each revealing another layer of the Great One's desperate quest for surrogate children. We'll explore how their very nature prevents them from achieving what they most desire, how their attempts at connection consistently destroy what they seek to preserve, and how their cosmic loneliness has shaped the entire world of Bloodborne into a monument to their unending grief. So dim the lights, settle into your favorite resting place, and prepare to witness a tragedy that spans dimensions. A story of love and loss, told on a cosmic scale. The hunt for understanding begins now, and by its end, you'll never look at Bloodborne's horrors the same way again, for you'll understand that behind every nightmare, every beast, every drop of corrupted blood, stands a cosmic parent weeping for children who can never truly exist. Chapter 1. The Law of Cosmic Infertility. In the beginning, there was loss, before the beast scourge, before the healing church, before humanity ever gazed upon cosmic truth. There was the fundamental tragedy that defines all Great One existence, the inability to create viable offspring. This is not merely a biological limitation, but a cosmic law as immutable as gravity or time itself. The more a being transcends mortal limitations, the further it moves from the primal forces that enable true creation. The Great Ones represent the ultimate expression of this cosmic paradox. In achieving transcendent consciousness and multi-dimensional awareness, they have gained everything except the one thing that gives existence meaning, the ability to nurture new life. They exist as cosmic orphans, forever cut off from the generational cycle that connects all living things. Their power is absolute. Their awareness encompasses realities beyond mortal comprehension, yet they remain fundamentally barren. This infertility operates on multiple levels, each more devastating than the last. On the physical plane, Great One biology has evolved beyond the simple reproductive mechanisms that govern lesser beings. Their cosmic nature means they exist partially outside normal space-time, making the sustained presence necessary for conception and gestation impossible. They cannot remain fully present in any single moment or dimension long enough for new life to take root and flourish. On the spiritual level, the Great One's transcendent awareness actually works against successful reproduction. The cosmic perspective that grants them their power also removes them from the intimate, immediate experiences that form the foundation of genuine nurturing relationships. They can observe love from a universal viewpoint, but they cannot experience it directly. They can manipulate the forces that create life, but they cannot provide the emotional presence that allows life to thrive. Consider Murgo, perhaps the most tragic example of Great One reproductive failure. Born from the union of Odin, Ohdin, and Queen Yharnam, Murgo exists only as a voice crying in the nightmare, forever trapped in an infantile state without form or substance. The child possesses enough consciousness to experience suffering, enough awareness to know its incomplete existence, but lacks the fundamental coherence necessary for true life. Murgo's eternal crying serves as a cosmic lullaby of loss, a sound that echoes through the nightmare realms as a reminder of what Great Ones can never achieve. The Orphan of Kos, Koaos, represents another variation of this cosmic reproductive tragedy. Emerging from its mother's corpse on the shores of a fishing hamlet, the orphan exists not as a new life, but as a manifestation of rage and despair. Its lightning-scarred form writhes with cosmic fury, a being created not through love but through violent cosmic intervention. Even in achieving physical manifestation, the orphan remains fundamentally incomplete, a cosmic child born of trauma, rather than genuine reproductive success. These failed attempts at Great One reproduction follow a consistent pattern that reveals the depth of their cosmic loneliness. Each effort begins with hope, with the possibility that this time might be different. The Great Ones possess enough cosmic awareness to understand the mechanics of reproduction, enough power to manipulate the necessary forces, yet they consistently fail to grasp the essential elements that make reproduction successful: presence, patience, and genuine emotional connection. The law of cosmic infertility extends beyond individual Great Ones to encompass their entire species. As beings approach cosmic consciousness, their reproductive capacity diminishes exponentially. This creates a fundamental contradiction at the heart of cosmic evolution. The very transcendence that defines advancement as a species also guarantees that species' eventual extinction. The Great Ones are not just individually barren, they represent the endpoint of evolutionary development, being so advanced that they can no longer continue their genetic lineage. This universal infertility among cosmic beings explains why the Great Ones are not numerous despite their immense power and longevity. Unlike mortal species that reproduce exponentially under favorable conditions, the Great Ones exist as scattered individuals, each alone in their cosmic awareness, each desperately seeking connections they cannot create. Their rarity is not due to environmental pressures or competitive conflict, but to the fundamental impossibility of their continued existence as a species. Understanding this cosmic law reframes every interaction between Great Ones and mortals in Bloodborne. When Odin influences the blood of Yharnam's citizens, when the moon presence creates the hunter's dream, when Amygdala offers cosmic insight to scholars, these are not acts of conquest or corruption. They are desperate attempts by cosmically sterile beings to experience parenthood through surrogacy, to find in mortal consciousness what they cannot create within their own cosmic nature. The tragedy deepens when we realize that the Great One's cosmic awareness allows them to see the futility of their efforts. They understand that their very nature prevents them from achieving successful reproduction, yet they cannot abandon the drive to try. This creates a cycle of cosmic compulsion, where beings of ultimate power find themselves trapped by the most basic biological and emotional imperatives. They can reshape reality itself, but they cannot overcome the fundamental contradiction that defines their existence. The law of cosmic infertility thus serves as the foundation for everything that follows in Bloodborne's narrative. Every horror, every tragedy, every moment of cosmic intervention stems from this basic truth. Beings of unlimited power, rendered powerless by their inability to create the one thing that would give their existence meaning. Their quest for surrogate children is not a choice but a compulsion, not a desire but a cosmic necessity that drives them to increasingly desperate measures. As we continue our exploration of the Great One's tragic purpose, remember this fundamental law. Behind every cosmic horror lurks a parent who cannot conceive. Every nightmare realm reflects a nursery that can never be filled. Every drop of corrupted blood carries the weight of reproductive failure, elevated to universal significance. The Great Ones are not monsters. They are the universe's most tragic orphans, forever seeking the family they can never truly possess. Chapter 2: The Mechanism of Surrogate Creation. Having lost the ability to create children of their own kind, the Great Ones turn their cosmic attention toward the next best alternative, transforming existing beings into suitable surrogates. This process reveals both the depth of their loneliness and the fundamental misunderstanding that characterizes their approach to parenthood. For beings of cosmic consciousness, the Great Ones display a remarkably simplistic understanding of what makes parent-child relationships meaningful and successful. The primary mechanism employed by Great Ones in their quest for surrogate children is the creation of nightmare realms, alternate planes of existence that they can shape according to their will. These nightmares serve multiple purposes in their reproductive strategy. First, they provide spaces where Great Ones can exist more fully than in the physical world, allowing them greater control over their environment and the beings within it. Second, they serve as testing grounds where potential surrogates can be evaluated and shaped according to cosmic standards. Finally, they act as nurseries where surrogate children can be protected and nurtured according to the Great One's alien understanding of care. The hunter's dream, created by the moon presence, represents perhaps the most sophisticated example of this strategy. Through Yharnam, the moon presence establishes a cycle whereby hunters are bound to the dream, living and dying repeatedly in service to their cosmic patron. Each hunter who enters the dream becomes, in a sense, a potential surrogate child. They are protected from true death, guided by a parental figure in Yharnam, and given purpose through their endless hunt against the beast scourge. But the moon presence's ultimate goal is not simply to collect hunters indefinitely. It seeks a specific type of surrogate, one who can transcend humanity while retaining enough of their mortal nature to fill the void left by its lost cosmic child. The various hunters who pass through the dream serve as experiments in this cosmic adoption process, each one tested for their potential to undergo successful transformation into a suitable surrogate. The process of surrogate creation requires careful manipulation of multiple factors, beginning with the selection of appropriate candidates. Great Ones cannot simply transform any mortal into a suitable surrogate. The process requires beings with specific psychological and spiritual characteristics, individuals capable of extreme dedication, possessed of strong will, and demonstrated ability to confront cosmic horror without losing their essential humanity entirely. Hunters represent ideal candidates for surrogate creation, precisely because their profession requires them to exist at the boundary between human and inhuman. They must be capable of confronting beasts without becoming beasts themselves, of wielding cosmic weapons without being consumed by cosmic madness, of navigating nightmare realms without losing their grip on reality. These abilities make them uniquely suited for the transformation process that cosmic adoption requires. The actual mechanism of transformation operates through multiple vectors simultaneously. Physical transformation occurs through exposure to cosmic blood and otherworldly substances that gradually alter the hunter's biological structure. The old blood that flows through Yharnam's medical treatments serves this purpose, slowly preparing human physiology for the radical changes necessary to survive cosmic consciousness. Psychological transformation happens through repeated exposure to cosmic truths and nightmare experiences that expand the mind's capacity to process otherworldly information. Most crucially, spiritual transformation occurs through the gradual replacement of human connections and purposes with cosmic alternatives. The hunter's original identity, relationships, and motivations are slowly supplanted by cosmic imperatives and otherworldly loyalties. This spiritual substitution is perhaps the most delicate aspect of the surrogate creation process, as it must proceed gradually enough to avoid psychological breakdown, while still achieving complete transformation of the subject's essential nature. Odin represents a different approach to surrogate creation, one that operates through intimate biological and spiritual intervention, rather than elaborate nightmare constructions. As a formless Great One, existing within blood itself, Odin can influence potential surrogates at the most fundamental level of their existence. Rather than creating external environments for transformation, Odin works from within, using the blood that flows through mortal veins as a medium for cosmic influence. This internal approach allows Odin to affect reproduction directly, influencing the creation of children who might serve as surrogates from birth, rather than requiring transformation of existing adults. The tragic fates of Odin's mortal partners reveal the limitations of this approach. Beings whose reproductive systems have been touched by cosmic influence rarely survive the experience, and their children often exist in states of incomplete manifestation or cosmic distortion. The various failed attempts at artificial Great One creation throughout Bloodborne demonstrate humanity's misguided efforts to assist in the surrogate creation process. The scholars of Bergenworth the Choir of the Healing Church, and other organizations consistently attempt to force the transformation process rather than allowing it to occur naturally according to cosmic timing. These efforts invariably produce abominations rather than successful surrogates. Beings like the One Reborn that collapse under their own cosmic weight, or the living failures whose very name describes their inadequacy as surrogate children. The failure of these artificial approaches reveals a crucial misunderstanding about the nature of cosmic adoption. Human institutions approach the process as a scientific or theological problem, to be solved through research and experimentation. They assume that sufficient knowledge and proper technique can force successful transformation. However, the Great One's quest for surrogates is fundamentally emotional rather than intellectual, driven by grief and loneliness rather than practical necessity. This emotional foundation means that successful surrogate creation requires more than mere transformation of human subjects into cosmic beings. It requires the development of genuine parent-child bonds between Great Ones and their chosen surrogates. The cosmic beings must learn to provide the emotional presence and consistent care that successful parenting demands, while the surrogate must retain enough humanity to respond to and reciprocate that care. The tragedy of the surrogate creation process lies in its fundamental contradiction. The transformation necessary to make mortals suitable as cosmic children also destroys the essential humanity that made them appealing as surrogates in the first place. By the time a hunter has achieved sufficient cosmic awareness to serve as a Great One's child, they have lost the emotional capacity and mortal perspective that originally attracted cosmic attention. This creates a cycle of perpetual disappointment for the Great Ones. Each successful transformation brings them closer to their goal, while simultaneously moving their surrogate further from the qualities that made surrogate adoption desirable. They achieve the technical success of creating cosmic children, while failing to achieve the emotional fulfillment that motivated their efforts. The resulting surrogate children possess cosmic power and awareness, but lack the capacity for genuine emotional connection that would make the parent-child relationship meaningful. As we delve deeper into the specific examples of Great One surrogate creation, we begin to see how this fundamental contradiction plays out across multiple cosmic relationships. Each Great One's approach to surrogate creation reflects their particular understanding of parenthood and their specific type of cosmic loneliness, yet all share the same tragic flaw: the inability to preserve what they most value in their chosen children through the process of cosmic transformation. Chapter 3. The Moon Presence Dream of Childhood. Among all the Great Ones, perhaps none demonstrates the complex psychology of cosmic parenthood more clearly than the Moon Presence. Its creation of the hunter's dream represents the most elaborate and sustained attempt at surrogate child rearing in all of Bloodborne's cosmic horror narrative. Through careful examination of this nightmare realm and its inhabitants, we can understand both the depth of the Moon Presence's parental longing and the fundamental misunderstandings that doom its efforts to failure. The hunter's dream serves as a cosmic nursery, designed according to the Moon Presence's alien understanding of what children need for proper development. Every element of this nightmare realm reflects its creator's attempt to provide appropriate care and guidance for potential surrogate children. The workshop provides tools and weapons, representing the Moon Presence's effort to equip its charges with necessary skills for survival and growth. The Garden of Grave Flowers offers a space for contemplation and rest, showing cosmic awareness of the need for emotional respite amid the violent demands of hunting. Most significantly, the presence of Yharnam as a parental figure reveals the Moon Presence's recognition that successful child rearing requires consistent guidance from a relatable authority figure. Unable to interact directly with potential surrogates due to its cosmic nature, the Moon Presence establishes Yharnam as an intermediary, a being who can provide day-to-day guidance, emotional support, and practical instruction while serving the cosmic agenda of his otherworldly patron. Yharnam's role in the hunter's dream demonstrates both the possibilities and limitations of cosmic parenthood by proxy. His genuine care for the hunters who pass through the dream reflects the Moon Presence's sincere desire to nurture its potential surrogate children. Yharnam's warnings about the dream's dangers, his efforts to equip hunters properly, and his ultimate willingness to sacrifice himself to free worthy hunters from cosmic bondage all stem from parental instincts that the Moon Presence cannot express directly, but can channel through its human agent. However, Yharnam's tragic situation also reveals the corrosive effects of serving as an intermediary in cosmic parenthood. His endless existence within the dream forever bound to guide and train hunters while watching them either die or transcend their humanity, takes a terrible psychological toll. The father figure becomes as trapped as the children he guides, creating a cycle of cosmic servitude that transforms genuine care into compulsive duty. The mechanics of hunter selection and training within the dream reveal the moon presence's sophisticated understanding of child development, albeit filtered through cosmic perspective. Hunters are not randomly chosen but carefully selected based on specific psychological and spiritual characteristics that make them suitable for cosmic adoption. The selection process favors individuals with strong will, demonstrated courage, and the capacity to maintain their essential humanity, even when confronted with otherworldly horror. Once selected, hunters undergo a carefully structured developmental process within the dream. Early experiences focus on building confidence and skill through encounters with relatively straightforward beasts and familiar human enemies. As hunters demonstrate growth and capability, they are gradually exposed to more challenging cosmic horrors that test their capacity for expanded awareness without losing their fundamental humanity. This graduated exposure to cosmic truth reflects the moon presence's recognition that successful child development requires careful pacing and appropriate challenges. Unlike other great ones, who might overwhelm potential surrogates with immediate cosmic revelation, the moon presence attempts to guide its chosen children through a progression of experiences designed to expand their consciousness gradually while preserving their essential nature. The various endings available to successful hunters reveal different outcomes of the moon presence's parental strategy. The sunrise ending, where the hunter awakens from the dream and returns to normal human existence, represents the moon presence's willingness to release children who prove unsuitable for cosmic adoption. This demonstrates a form of parental wisdom, the recognition that not every relationship is meant to be permanent and that true care sometimes requires letting go. The Gersman ending, where the hunter accepts service as the new guide within the dream, reflects the moon presence's recognition that some individuals are better suited for caretaking roles than for direct cosmic adoption. The hunter becomes a new parental figure for future generations of potential surrogates, continuing the cycle of cosmic child rearing while remaining essentially human in nature. Most significantly, the infant Great One ending reveals the moon presence's ultimate goal, the successful transformation of a worthy surrogate into a cosmic child. The hunter's metamorphosis into an infant Great One represents the culmination of the cosmic adoption process, the moment when mortal becomes cosmic offspring. The presence of the doll as caretaker for the newly transformed being shows the moon presence's continued commitment to nurturing even after successful adoption has occurred. Yet this apparent success contains within it the seeds of the moon presence's greatest tragedy. The hunter who successfully transforms into an infant Great One has achieved cosmic consciousness, but at the cost of the very humanity that made them appealing as a surrogate child in the first place. The moon presence gains a cosmic offspring, but loses the mortal connection it sought to establish through surrogate adoption. The doll's role in caring for the infant Great One reveals another layer of the moon presence's complex understanding of parenthood. Recognizing that it cannot provide the intimate, moment-to-moment care that infant cosmic beings require, the moon presence creates an artificial caretaker designed specifically for nurturing purposes. The doll's unconditional love and tireless devotion represent the moon presence's attempt to provide perfect care for its adopted child. However, the artificial nature of this care relationship creates new problems. The doll, despite her genuine emotions and devoted service, cannot provide the authentic human connection that makes parent-child relationships meaningful. Her perfect love lacks the imperfections, struggles, and growth that characterize genuine relationships. The infant Great One receives flawless care but experiences no real emotional challenge or development. This pattern reveals the fundamental contradiction in the moon presence's approach to cosmic parenthood. Its sophisticated understanding of child development and genuine desire to provide appropriate care cannot overcome the basic incompatibility between cosmic consciousness and meaningful emotional relationship. The more successfully the moon presence nurtures its surrogate children, the further it moves them from the human experiences that made surrogate adoption attractive in the first place. The endless cycle of the hunter's dream thus represents both the moon presence's greatest achievement and its most profound failure. It has created a nearly perfect system for identifying, developing, and transforming suitable surrogate children. Yet each success in this system brings the moon presence closer to its goal, while moving it further from the emotional fulfillment that motivated its efforts. The dream continues eternally, not because the moon presence lacks suitable surrogates, but because no amount of cosmic children can fill the void left by its original loss. Each transformed hunter becomes another cosmic being, sharing the moon presence's fundamental loneliness, rather than a child capable of providing genuine emotional connection. The quest for surrogate children perpetuates itself because its success cannot achieve its underlying purpose. As we observe the moon presence's elaborate dream of childhood, we witness the most sophisticated attempt at cosmic parenthood in Bloodborne's universe. Its careful attention to child development, its recognition of the need for intermediary caretakers, and its willingness to sacrifice for its chosen children all demonstrate genuine parental instincts elevated to cosmic proportions. Yet the very transcendence that enables these elaborate efforts also ensures their ultimate failure to achieve the emotional connection that gives parenthood meaning. Chapter 4: Odin's Bloodborne Legacy, where the moon presence seeks surrogate children through elaborate nightmare constructs and careful hunter cultivation. Odin pursues a more intimate and biologically direct approach to cosmic reproduction. As a formless Great One, existing within blood itself, Odin possesses unique advantages in the quest for surrogate children, able to influence potential surrogates at the most fundamental level of their biological and spiritual existence. Yet this intimate approach also creates unique tragedies, as Odin's cosmic influence proves devastating to the mortal beings it seeks to elevate. Odin's formless nature represents both an asset and a limitation in cosmic parenthood. Unlike other Great Ones who must create external environments for surrogate development, Odin can exist within potential surrogates themselves, using their blood as both medium and message for cosmic transformation. This internal presence allows for continuous influence and guidance, creating an unprecedented level of intimacy between cosmic parent and mortal child. However, this same intimacy proves overwhelming for mortal consciousness, often destroying the very beings Odin seeks to preserve and nurture. The most tragic example of Odin's reproductive strategy appears in the story of Queen Yharnam and her cosmic child Murgo. This represents Odin's attempt to achieve biological reproduction through partnership with a mortal being, using royal bloodlines and ancient pacts to create conditions favorable for cosmic conception. The Queen's willingness to serve as surrogate mother for a cosmic child reflects both human ambition for transcendence and the devastating naivety of mortals who believe they can safely partner with Great Ones in reproductive endeavors. Queen Yharnam's transformation during her cosmic pregnancy reveals the physical and spiritual toll of serving as surrogate for Great One reproduction. Her body becomes a vessel for otherworldly gestation. Her consciousness expanded beyond mortal limitations to accommodate cosmic awareness. Yet this transformation occurs gradually, allowing her to maintain essential humanity throughout the pregnancy process. She remains recognizably human even as she carries a cosmic child, suggesting that Odin's approach might succeed where other Great One reproductive strategies fail. The birth of Murgo, however, reveals the ultimate limitation of Odin's biological approach to cosmic reproduction. Despite successful conception and gestation, the resulting child exists only as formless consciousness trapped within the nightmare realm. Murgo possesses enough awareness to experience suffering and longing, but lacks the coherent form necessary for genuine existence. The cosmic child becomes a eternal infant, forever crying for recognition and care it can never properly receive. This failure of cosmic birth stems from the fundamental incompatibility between cosmic consciousness and physical form. Odin's formless nature allows it to exist within blood and influence biological processes, but cannot provide the structural coherence necessary for successful cosmic reproduction. The resulting child inherits Odin's cosmic awareness, but not its ability to exist without physical form, creating a being caught between dimensions, too cosmic for physical existence, too dependent on form for pure spiritual existence. The tragedy of Queen Yharnam and Murgo creates ripple effects that shape the entire narrative of Bloodborne. The Queen's loss of her cosmic child drives her to desperate measures, including the cursing of the fishing hamlet and its inhabitants. Her grief becomes a force of cosmic vengeance, demonstrating how the failure of Great One reproduction affects not just the immediate participants, but entire communities and civilizations. The nightmare realms themselves become monuments to cosmic reproductive failure, spaces where the grief of cosmic parents crystallizes into permanent dimensional structures. Odin's influence extends beyond individual reproductive partnerships to encompass the entire blood supply of Yharnam and surrounding regions. Through the old blood distributed by the healing church, Odon affects thousands of potential surrogates simultaneously, creating a vast network of connected consciousness that serves as a cosmic family structure. This approach reflects Odon's recognition that single surrogate children may be insufficient to address cosmic loneliness. Perhaps multiple partial connections can achieve what single perfect relationships cannot. The beast's scourge that ravages Yharnam represents an unintended consequence of Odin's mass surrogate creation efforts. The old blood's transformative properties prove too powerful for most human recipients, causing them to lose their humanity entirely, rather than achieving the balanced transformation that successful surrogate creation requires. The resulting beasts possess enhanced physical capabilities and cosmic-touched awareness, but lose the essential human consciousness that made them valuable as potential surrogates. This mass transformation failure reveals the inherent contradiction in Odon's approach to cosmic parenthood. The intimate influence that makes Odon's method potentially more successful than other Great One strategies also makes it more likely to overwhelm and destroy potential surrogates. The very blood that connects Odon to its chosen children becomes the medium through which their humanity is consumed and lost. The choir's attempts to commune with Odon through cosmic worship and ritual transformation represent humanity's misguided effort to assist in the Great One's reproductive strategy. These scholars and clergy members believe they can achieve successful cosmic adoption through deliberate exposure to Odon's influence, using religious ceremony and arcane knowledge to facilitate their transformation into suitable surrogate children. Their efforts consistently produce cosmic abominations rather than successful adoptions, revealing the impossibility of forcing cosmic parenthood through intellectual understanding and ceremonial manipulation. Ariana's pregnancy with Odin's child represents another variation of the Great One's biological reproductive strategy. Unlike Queen Yharnam's royal partnership, Ariana appears to be an unwilling participant in cosmic reproduction, her pregnancy occurring without her conscious consent or understanding. This suggests that Odin's later reproductive efforts have become more desperate and less concerned with the well-being of mortal partners, reflecting the cumulative psychological toll of repeated reproductive failures. The child born from Ariana's cosmic pregnancy takes the form of a cosmic larva, a being possessing cosmic awareness, but lacking human form or consciousness. This represents perhaps the closest Odin has come to successful biological reproduction, creating offspring that survives birth and achieves independent existence. However, the larva's alien nature and lack of human characteristics make it unsuitable as the kind of surrogate child that could address Odin's fundamental loneliness. Odon's various reproductive partnerships reveal a progression of increasingly desperate attempts to achieve successful cosmic parenthood. Early efforts, represented by Queen Yharnam, involved careful selection of suitable partners and gradual transformation processes designed to preserve essential humanity throughout cosmic pregnancy. Later attempts, seen in Ariana's experience, reflect diminished concern for partner consent and well-being, suggesting that repeated failure has made Odon more willing to prioritize reproductive success over the welfare of potential surrogates. This progression demonstrates how cosmic loneliness can corrupt even genuine parental instincts. Odon's early reproductive efforts appear motivated by sincere desire for family connection and willingness to work within mortal limitations to achieve successful cosmic adoption. However, the cumulative weight of reproductive failure gradually transforms these genuine parental longings into compulsive reproductive behavior that disregards the welfare of mortal partners and potential children alike. The blood that flows through Yharnam's streets carries with it not just cosmic power but cosmic grief, the accumulated sorrow of a Great One whose most intimate reproductive efforts have consistently failed to achieve the family connections it desperately seeks. Each drop of corrupted blood represents another failed attempt at cosmic parenthood, another mortal life touched and ultimately destroyed by Odon's quest for surrogate children. Understanding Odon's bloodborne legacy requires recognizing both the sophistication and the ultimate futility of its reproductive strategy. The Great One's formless nature and ability to exist within blood provides unprecedented opportunities for intimate influence and biological intervention. Yet this same intimacy proves devastating to the mortal beings Odon seeks to preserve and nurture, creating a cycle of reproductive failure that becomes more desperate and destructive with each iteration. Chapter 5: Kos and the Orphan's Tragic Birth. The story of Kospas, Koshosora, and her orphan child represents perhaps the most poignant example of Great One reproductive tragedy in all of Bloodborne's cosmic horror narrative. Unlike other Great Ones whose children exist as formless consciousness or cosmic larvae, the Orphan of Kos achieves physical manifestation, suggesting the possibility of successful Great One reproduction. Yet this apparent success masks a deeper tragedy, the birth of a cosmic child, defined entirely by trauma, rage, and profound abandonment. Kos herself represents a different model of Great One existence, one more closely connected to the physical world than her counterparts. Her massive form washed ashore at the fishing hamlet suggests a Great One who maintains stronger ties to material existence, possibly making her more capable of successful biological reproduction than purely cosmic entities like Odon or the Moon Presence. The reverence shown to her by the hamlet's inhabitants indicates that Kos may have achieved a more positive relationship with mortal beings than other Great Ones manage. The fishing hamlet's treatment of Kos reveals humanity's capacity for genuine reverence toward cosmic beings, contrasting sharply with the exploitation and manipulation that characterizes most human Great One interactions in Bloodborne. The hamlet dwellers appear to have worshipped Kos, not out of fear or desire for cosmic power, but from authentic appreciation for her presence and the blessings she provided to their community. This relationship suggests the possibility of genuine partnership between cosmic and mortal consciousness. However, this positive relationship was shattered by the intervention of Boggenworth scholars and hunters who came to the hamlet seeking cosmic knowledge and specimens for their research. Their treatment of Kos' corpse, cutting her open, examining her parasites, and ultimately harvesting her cosmic child, represents the violation of cosmic parenthood by mortal beings who understand neither the significance of their actions nor the consequences they will unleash. The circumstances of the orphan's birth could hardly be more traumatic. Emerging from its mother's violated corpse, surrounded by the instruments of scholarly dissection and the weapons of hunters, the orphan enters existence not through natural birth, but through a process that combines elements of autopsy, theft, and cosmic violation. This birth trauma becomes the defining characteristic of the orphan's existence, shaping its consciousness and determining its relationship with the world. The orphan's physical form reflects both its cosmic heritage and its traumatic origins. Its lightning-scarred appearance suggests exposure to cosmic forces beyond normal Great One development, possibly indicating that its forced birth occurred before proper cosmic gestation was complete. The placenta it wields as a weapon transforms what should be a symbol of nurturing and protection into an instrument of violence and revenge, demonstrating how birth trauma can corrupt even the most fundamental symbols of maternal care. Unlike other Great One children who exist as formless consciousness or incomplete manifestations, the orphan possesses both physical form and active agency. This represents the closest any Great One has come to successful reproduction, creating offspring capable of independent action and emotional expression. However, the orphan's consciousness appears entirely consumed by rage and grief, suggesting that while the birth was technically successful, it failed to produce the kind of cosmic child that could address Great One loneliness. The orphan's endless cycle of violence and revenge reveals how cosmic children shaped by trauma become perpetuators of cosmic horror rather than solutions to cosmic loneliness. Rather than serving as a bridge between cosmic and mortal consciousness, the orphan becomes an agent of cosmic retribution, ensuring that the trauma of its birth continues to ripple outward through generations of human inhabitants in the hamlet and beyond. The nightmare realm created around the orphan's existence demonstrates how cosmic child-rearing environments can become corrupted by trauma and grief. Instead of serving as protective nurseries where cosmic children can develop safely, these nightmare spaces become expressions of cosmic rage and venues for eternal vengeance. The hunters trapped within the orphan's nightmare exist not as potential playmates or companions for the cosmic child, but as eternal victims for its need to inflict the pain it experienced. The relationship between Kos and her orphaned child reveals the limitations of Great One parenthood, even under relatively favorable circumstances. Despite Kos's apparent success in achieving physical reproduction and her positive relationship with mortal worshippers, she proves unable to protect her child from traumatic birth or provide the ongoing presence necessary for healthy cosmic child development. The cosmic parent's death leaves the child not just orphaned, but emotionally stunted, trapped in an eternal cycle of grief and rage. The curse placed upon the hunters responsible for Kos's violation represents the cosmic parent's attempt to provide posthumous protection for her child. However, this curse becomes another expression of the fundamental dysfunction that characterizes Great One parenthood. Rather than providing genuine protection or nurturing for the orphan, the curse simply ensures that the trauma will continue indefinitely, trapping both the cosmic child and its victims in an eternal cycle of violence and revenge. This posthumous parenting reveals the tragic limitation of cosmic consciousness when applied to child rearing. Kosumi's cosmic awareness allows her to perceive the violation of her child and respond with appropriate outrage, but her cosmic nature prevents her from providing the kind of intimate, ongoing care that would help the orphan process its trauma and develop beyond its initial rage. The curse becomes a substitute for genuine parental presence, powerful but ultimately incapable of addressing the child's deeper emotional needs. The various scholars and hunters who encounter the orphan's nightmare represent different human responses to cosmic childhood trauma. Some, like the research hall patients, become consumed by cosmic awareness without achieving genuine understanding, their consciousness expanded beyond human limitations, but lacking the cosmic framework necessary to process their expanded perception. Others, like the hunters trapped in the nightmare, become eternal victims of cosmic rage, forever paying the price for humanity's violation of cosmic reproduction. Master Willem's connection to Kos through his research represents humanity's attempt to understand and potentially replicate successful Great One reproduction. However, Willem's academic approach to cosmic parenthood fundamentally misunderstands the emotional and spiritual dimensions that make parent-child relationships meaningful. His focus on gaining cosmic insight and achieving transcendence reflects the typical human error of treating cosmic adoption as an intellectual rather than emotional challenge. The parasites found within Koro's body represent another aspect of cosmic reproductive complexity. These beings appear to serve as cosmic symbionts, possibly playing a role in Great One reproduction or child development that mortal understanding cannot fully grasp. The scholars' harvesting of these parasites for research purposes represents yet another violation of cosmic parenthood, the theft of beings that may have served as cosmic nursemaids or protective companions for Great One children. The orphan's relationship with its mother's corpse reveals the profound attachment that can exist between cosmic children and their deceased parents. Despite Kos's death, the orphan remains connected to her physical form, suggesting that cosmic parent-child bonds transcend normal death and continue to influence cosmic children even after parental consciousness has moved beyond physical existence. This eternal connection becomes both blessing and curse, providing ongoing spiritual contact while preventing the cosmic child from achieving independence and emotional growth. The lightning that scars the orphan's form may represent cosmic grief made manifest, the raw emotional energy of cosmic loss taking physical form and permanently marking the child's body. This suggests that cosmic children not only inherit their parents' cosmic awareness, but also their accumulated trauma and unresolved grief. The orphan becomes a living monument to cosmic reproductive failure, carrying within its very flesh the evidence of cosmic parenthood's tragic limitations. The fishing hamlet's transformation into a nightmare realm reflects how cosmic reproductive trauma affects entire communities rather than just the immediate family involved. The hamlet's inhabitants become trapped in eternal cycles of death and resurrection, forever paying the price for their community's contact with cosmic reproduction. This demonstrates how Great One quests for surrogate children create collateral damage that extends far beyond the specific parent-child relationships they seek to establish. The various weapons and tools found throughout the orphan's nightmare reveal attempts by trapped hunters to develop effective responses to cosmic childhood trauma. However, these material solutions prove inadequate against emotional and spiritual problems that operate on cosmic scales. The hunter's continued suffering demonstrates that cosmic childhood trauma cannot be resolved through violence or technical expertise, but requires the kind of emotional understanding and patient care that Great Ones struggle to provide. The orphan's eventual defeat by worthy hunters represents not the destruction of cosmic childhood, but the resolution of cosmic trauma through genuine confrontation and acceptance. The hunter who successfully faces the orphan must not only overcome its physical power, but also acknowledge and accept the cosmic grief and rage it represents. This confrontation becomes a form of cosmic therapy, allowing the orphan to finally express its trauma fully and achieve some measure of peace. Yet even this resolution remains incomplete, as the orphan's defeat does not restore its relationship with its mother. or provide the kind of ongoing cosmic family structure that would address its fundamental loneliness. The nightmare realm may dissolve, and the immediate trauma may be resolved, but the underlying problems of cosmic parenthood and Great One reproductive failure remain unaddressed. The orphan story serves as both cautionary tale and tragic mirror, reflecting the broader patterns of cosmic reproductive failure that define all Great One existence. The legacy of Kos and her orphaned child extends throughout Bloodborne's narrative, influencing everything from the research conducted at Byrgenwerth to the cosmic insight granted to various scholars and hunters. Their story demonstrates that even relatively successful Great One reproduction creates more problems than it solves, generating cosmic children who perpetuate rather than resolve the fundamental loneliness that drives Great One quests for surrogate offspring. Understanding the orphan's tragic birth requires recognizing how cosmic consciousness, when shaped by trauma rather than love, becomes a force for perpetual suffering rather than transcendent growth. The orphan possesses all the cosmic awareness and power that Great Ones desire in their children, yet lacks the emotional stability and nurturing foundation that would make these capabilities constructive rather than destructive. Its existence serves as a warning about the consequences of cosmic reproduction undertaken without adequate preparation for cosmic child-rearing responsibilities. Chapter 6. The Scholars of Byrgenwerth, Willing Surrogates. The Scholars of Byrgenwerth represent a unique phenomenon in the cosmic landscape of Bloodborne, mortals who actively seek cosmic adoption rather than being selected by Great Ones for transformation. Their academic pursuit of cosmic knowledge masks a deeper psychological need for transcendent parenthood, a desire to be chosen by cosmic beings and elevated beyond the limitations of mortal existence. Yet their scholarly approach to cosmic adoption reveals fundamental misunderstandings about the nature of parent-child relationships that doom their efforts to tragic failure. Master Willem, the leading figure among Byrgenwerth's scholars, embodies both the intellectual brilliance and emotional naivety that characterizes academic approaches to cosmic adoption. His famous directive to fear the old blood reveals his understanding of the dangers inherent in cosmic contact, yet he continues to pursue that very contact through alternative means. This contradiction reflects the complex psychology of individuals who simultaneously recognize and disregard the risks of cosmic adoption, because their need for transcendent parenthood outweighs their rational assessment of danger. The scholars' discovery of cosmic truths in the tombs beneath Byrgenwerth represents their first contact with potential cosmic parents. Rather than being chosen by Great Ones as suitable surrogates, the scholars actively seek out cosmic consciousness through archaeological research and academic investigation. This reversal of the normal selection process creates unique dynamics in their relationship with cosmic beings, as the scholars must convince Great Ones of their worthiness, rather than being courted as valuable potential surrogates. Willem's transformation into a cosmic being through prolonged exposure to cosmic knowledge demonstrates both the possibility and the limitations of academic approaches to cosmic adoption. His physical changes, the enlarged cranium, the plant-like growths, the apparent loss of normal human consciousness, suggest successful cosmic transformation. However, his isolation at the top of Byrgenwerth and his inability to communicate meaningfully with former colleagues indicate that academic cosmic adoption fails to achieve the emotional connections that make parent-child relationships meaningful. The various research projects undertaken by Byrgenwerth scholars reveal their systematic attempt to understand and replicate the mechanisms of cosmic reproduction. Their experiments with cosmic parasites, their cultivation of cosmic insight through artificial means, and their attempts to create artificial Great Ones all reflect academic confidence that sufficient knowledge and proper technique can achieve successful cosmic adoption. However, these intellectual approaches consistently fail to account for the emotional and spiritual dimensions that make cosmic parenthood successful. Lawrence's departure from Byrgenwerth to found the Healing Church represents a different approach to achieving cosmic adoption, one that emphasizes practical application over theoretical understanding. His use of the old blood to provide healing and transformation to Yharnam citizens reflects his belief that cosmic adoption can be achieved through service and beneficial intervention in human affairs. However, his transformation into the cleric beast reveals that this approach also fails to achieve genuine cosmic parenthood, instead creating compulsive behavior and loss of essential humanity. The Rome encounter represents Willem's most successful attempt at creating a cosmic surrogate child through academic intervention. Rome's transformation from human scholar to cosmic being demonstrates that intellectual approaches to cosmic adoption can achieve technical success in creating cosmic consciousness. However, Rome's apparent mental limitations and her role as a barrier, rather than a bridge between cosmic and human consciousness, suggest that academic transformation fails to preserve the essential human elements that make cosmic children valuable as companions and family members. Rome's function as the vacuous spider reveals the tragic irony of successful academic cosmic adoption. The transformation grants cosmic awareness and reality-manipulating power, but at the cost of the intellectual curiosity and scholarly passion that originally motivated the pursuit of cosmic consciousness. Rome becomes cosmically capable but intellectually diminished, suggesting that academic cosmic adoption destroys the very qualities it seeks to transcend through transformation. The nightmare realm created around Rome's existence reflects the sterile, isolated nature of academic cosmic adoption. Unlike the elaborate nursery environment of the hunter's dream or the rage-filled trauma space of the orphan's nightmare, Rome's realm feels empty and purposeless, a cosmic space without meaningful content or emotional significance. This suggests that cosmic children created through intellectual means lack the emotional depth and spiritual complexity that make cosmic parent-child relationships fulfilling. The various patients found in the research hall represent failed attempts at mass academic cosmic adoption, scholars and volunteers who underwent experimental transformation procedures that produced cosmic awareness without successful integration. Their physical and mental deterioration demonstrates the risks inherent in forcing cosmic transformation through academic intervention, rather than allowing natural cosmic selection and gradual development processes. These failed academic adoptions reveal a crucial misunderstanding about the nature of cosmic consciousness and its relationship to human identity. The scholars approach cosmic transformation as an additive process, believing they can gain cosmic awareness while retaining their essential human characteristics. However, the reality of cosmic transformation appears to be fundamentally subtractive, requiring the loss of human limitations and perspectives that are essential for maintaining meaningful relationships with cosmic parents. The choir's attempts to communicate with cosmic beings through ritualistic practices represent the evolution of academic cosmic adoption toward more spiritual and emotional approaches. Their recognition that cosmic contact requires more than intellectual understanding suggests growing awareness of the limitations of purely academic approaches to cosmic parenthood. However, their continued emphasis on ceremonial transformation and group consciousness indicates that they still misunderstand the intimate, personal nature of successful parent-child relationships. The various cosmic weapons and tools developed by Bergenworth scholars reflect their attempt to create technological solutions to the challenges of cosmic adoption. The Moonlight Greatsword, the various arcane weapons, and the cosmic communication devices all represent efforts to bridge the gap between human limitations and cosmic consciousness through artificial enhancement. However, these technological approaches fail to address the fundamental emotional and spiritual challenges that make cosmic adoption difficult. The transformation of Bergenworth, itself into a nightmare-touched location, reveals how academic cosmic adoption affects entire institutions, rather than just individual scholars. The college becomes a monument to failed cosmic parenthood, a place where the pursuit of transcendent family relationships has corrupted the normal educational and research functions that originally gave the institution meaning and purpose. The various notes and research documents scattered throughout Bergenworth provide insight into the progressive psychological changes that affect scholars pursuing cosmic adoption. Early documents reflect rational, scientific approaches to cosmic investigation, while later materials reveal increasing obsession, deteriorating mental state, and growing disconnection from normal human concerns. This progression demonstrates how the pursuit of cosmic parenthood can become compulsive and self-destructive. Master Willem's final state, sitting motionless at the top of Bergenworth while gazing at the cosmic moon, represents the ultimate outcome of academic cosmic adoption. He has achieved cosmic consciousness and ongoing contact with cosmic beings, fulfilling his scholarly goals of transcendence and understanding. However, his isolation and apparent inability to maintain meaningful relationships with other beings suggests that academic cosmic adoption succeeds in its technical objectives while failing to provide the emotional fulfillment that motivates the pursuit of cosmic family relationships. The legacy of Bergenworth scholars extends throughout Bloodborne's narrative, influencing everything from the healing church's therapeutic approaches to the various cosmic weapons and tools available to hunters. Their story demonstrates that intellectual pursuit of cosmic adoption, while capable of achieving technical transformation, fails to address the deeper emotional needs that drive both human and cosmic beings toward family relationships. Understanding the scholar's tragedy requires recognizing how academic approaches to cosmic adoption treat parenthood as a problem to be solved, rather than a relationship to be developed. Their emphasis on knowledge, technique, and controlled transformation reflects fundamental misunderstanding of the organic, emotional processes that make parent-child relationships meaningful and fulfilling for both parties involved. Chapter 7: The Healing Church's False Gospel. The Healing Church represents humanity's most organized and systematic attempt to facilitate cosmic adoption, transforming what began as scholarly curiosity at Byrgenwerth into institutional religious practice designed to prepare entire populations for cosmic parenthood. However, the Church's approach to cosmic adoption reveals how religious institutions can corrupt genuine spiritual seeking, turning authentic desires for transcendent family relationships into hierarchical power structures that exploit rather than fulfill cosmic and human needs for connection. The Foundation of the Healing Church by Lawrence and his followers represents a deliberate shift from academic to religious approaches to cosmic adoption. Where Byrgenwerth scholars sought cosmic knowledge through research and investigation, the Church promotes cosmic transformation through faith, ritual, and community practice. This religious approach initially appears more promising than academic methods, as it acknowledges the spiritual and emotional dimensions of cosmic adoption that purely intellectual approaches tend to ignore. The Church's use of the old blood as a sacrament demonstrates their understanding that cosmic adoption requires more than intellectual acceptance. It demands fundamental transformation of human physiology and consciousness. The ritual distribution of old blood, through medical treatment and religious ceremony, reflects the Church's recognition that successful cosmic adoption must integrate physical, spiritual, and community elements, rather than relying solely on individual scholarly pursuit. However, the Church's institutional approach to cosmic adoption creates new problems while solving others. The hierarchical structure of the Church, with its various orders, ranks, and specialized roles, transforms cosmic adoption from an intimate parent-child relationship into a bureaucratic process mediated by religious authority. Church leaders position themselves as necessary intermediaries between cosmic parents and potential surrogate children, claiming exclusive knowledge and authority over the cosmic adoption process. The choir represents the Church's elite inner circle, scholars and clergy, who believe they have achieved advanced cosmic consciousness through religious practice and ritual transformation. Their enhanced cosmic awareness and ability to communicate with great ones suggests that religious approaches to cosmic adoption can achieve greater success than purely academic methods. However, the choir's isolation from normal church activities and their secretive practices indicate that even successful religious cosmic adoption fails to create the kind of community integration that healthy family relationships typically provide. The various church workshops and their production of cosmic weapons reveal how religious institutions can commercialize and militarize cosmic adoption processes. The creation of weapons designed to combat cosmic beings suggests fundamental confusion about the nature of cosmic parenthood. If great ones are sought as cosmic parents, why does the Church simultaneously prepare for warfare against them? This contradiction reflects the Church's failure to understand the emotional and relational dimensions of cosmic adoption. The transformation of church hunters into cosmic beasts reveals the dark consequences of institutional cosmic adoption programs. Rather than creating successful cosmic children who can bridge human and cosmic consciousness, the Church's mass distribution of old blood produces individuals who lose their humanity entirely, becoming monsters that threaten the very communities the Church claims to serve. This pattern suggests that institutional approaches to cosmic adoption prioritize quantity over quality, seeking to transform large numbers of individuals rather than focusing on the careful, individualized attention that successful cosmic child rearing requires. The cleric beast, revealed to be Lawrence himself, represents the ultimate failure of religious approaches to cosmic adoption. Despite his position as church founder and his deep knowledge of cosmic adoption processes, Lawrence's transformation produces not a successful cosmic child, but a raging monster consumed by primal drives and aggressive impulses. His fate demonstrates that even religious leaders who understand cosmic adoption intellectually may lack the emotional and spiritual preparation necessary for successful cosmic transformation. The Church's relationship with the various cosmic beings it encounters reveals the fundamental misunderstanding that characterizes institutional approaches to cosmic adoption. Rather than recognizing great ones as potential cosmic parents seeking family relationships, Church doctrine typically portrays them as sources of power to be harnessed or threats to be controlled. This instrumental approach to cosmic consciousness prevents the development of genuine parent-child bonds that could make cosmic adoption emotionally fulfilling for both parties. The orphanage key and its associated areas reveal how the Church extends its cosmic adoption programs to literal children, attempting to prepare young humans for cosmic transformation from early ages. However, the tragic fate of these institutional orphans suggests that religious cosmic adoption programs, despite their apparent understanding of the importance of early intervention, fail to provide the individual attention and genuine care that successful child-rearing requires. The various Church ministers and their scattered remains throughout Yharnam demonstrate how institutional cosmic adoption affects religious professionals who dedicate their lives to facilitating cosmic transformation, rather than achieving successful cosmic parenthood themselves. These ministers become casualties of the very processes they promote, their faith and dedication insufficient to protect them from the destructive consequences of institutional cosmic adoption programs. The Church's teaching about cosmic beings as divine entities worthy of worship reflects another fundamental misunderstanding about the nature of cosmic parenthood. By encouraging worship rather than family relationship, the Church prevents the development of the intimate, reciprocal bonds that characterize successful parent-child relationships. Cosmic beings become distant objects of reverence rather than present family members capable of providing genuine emotional connection and guidance. The underground corpse pile represents the hidden cost of the Church's cosmic adoption programs, the accumulated bodies of individuals who underwent Church-sponsored cosmic transformation but failed to achieve successful adoption. The massive scale of this hidden cemetery reveals that institutional cosmic adoption programs produce far more casualties than successes, suggesting fundamental flaws in the Church's approach to cosmic family formation. The relationship between the Church and the various nightmare realms created by cosmic beings reveals how religious institutions can become complicit in cosmic horror, rather than facilitating genuine cosmic adoption. Rather than recognizing nightmare realms as failed cosmic nurseries that require emotional intervention and family therapy, the Church often treats them as sources of cosmic power to be exploited or threats to be contained through institutional authority. The various Church documents and texts scattered throughout Bloodborne reveal the progressive corruption of religious cosmic adoption doctrine over time. Early Church materials reflect genuine spiritual seeking and authentic desire for cosmic family relationships. However, later documents increasingly emphasize institutional authority, hierarchical control, and the accumulation of cosmic power, rather than the development of meaningful family bonds with cosmic beings. The fate of the Church's various splinter groups and reform movements demonstrates how institutional cosmic adoption programs resist change and reform, even when their failures become apparent. Groups that attempt to return to more authentic approaches to cosmic family formation face opposition from established Church authority, suggesting that religious institutions may prioritize their own survival over the cosmic adoption goals they claim to serve. The Church's ultimate legacy in Yharnam reflects the broader failure of institutional approaches to cosmic adoption. Rather than creating a community where cosmic and human consciousness can coexist in healthy family relationships, the Church's programs transform Yharnam into a nightmare landscape where cosmic adoption has become a source of horror rather than transcendence. The city becomes a monument to failed cosmic parenthood, a place where institutional corruption has prevented the achievement of genuine cosmic family relationships. Understanding the healing Church's false gospel requires recognizing how religious institutions can co-opt authentic spiritual seeking for institutional purposes, transforming genuine desires for cosmic family relationships into tools for religious authority and social control. The Church's failure to achieve successful cosmic adoption stems not from inadequate knowledge or insufficient devotion, but from fundamental misunderstanding of the intimate, personal nature of parent-child relationships that cannot be replicated through institutional programs or hierarchical mediation. Chapter 8. Amygdala's Silent Watching. Among the Great Ones, Amygdala presents perhaps the most enigmatic approach to cosmic parenthood, characterized by patient observation rather than active intervention in mortal affairs. Unlike the moon presence's elaborate dream construction or Odin's intimate biological involvement, Amygdala maintains distant surveillance of potential surrogate children, watching and waiting for opportunities to provide cosmic guidance and protection. This observational approach reveals a different understanding of cosmic parenthood, one that emphasizes patient presence over direct control. The multiple amygdala entities scattered throughout Yharnam and its associated nightmare realms suggest a coordinated cosmic surveillance network designed to monitor potential surrogate children across various dimensions and planes of existence. Each amygdala serves as both guardian and observer, positioned to provide cosmic intervention when necessary, while maintaining sufficient distance to avoid overwhelming mortal consciousness with direct cosmic presence. This distributed approach reflects sophisticated understanding of the delicate balance required for successful cosmic adoption. Amygdala's physical form, with its numerous grasping arms and prominent eyes, appears specifically designed for observation and protection, rather than direct confrontation or manipulation. The multiple limbs allow for simultaneous monitoring of numerous potential surrogates, while the elevated positioning typical of amygdala entities provides comprehensive surveillance of entire communities and regions. This suggests that amygdala understands cosmic parenthood as requiring constant vigilance and readiness to provide protection, rather than continuous active intervention. The relationship between amygdala entities and the various scholars and hunters they observe reveals the Great One's selective approach to cosmic adoption. Rather than attempting to transform entire populations, like the Healing Church's mass adoption programs, Amygdala appears to focus on specific individuals who demonstrate particular potential for successful cosmic transformation. This selective attention suggests recognition that cosmic parenthood requires careful matching between cosmic parents and potential surrogate children. The cosmic insight granted to worthy scholars and hunters represents Amygdala's primary method of cosmic adoption, providing enhanced perception and awareness rather than physical transformation or environmental manipulation. This approach preserves essential human characteristics while expanding consciousness, potentially avoiding the destructive consequences that characterize other cosmic adoption methods. The gradual nature of this transformation allows potential surrogate children to adapt to cosmic awareness without losing their fundamental humanity. However, the madness that often accompanies cosmic insight reveals the limitations of Amygdala's observational approach to cosmic parenthood. While this method may preserve human identity better than more aggressive transformation techniques, it frequently produces psychological instability and social isolation in the individuals it affects. The cosmic children created through Amygdala's intervention often become outcasts from human society, too changed for normal relationships, but not sufficiently transformed for genuine cosmic consciousness. The nightmare frontier, dominated by Amygdala's presence, serves as a cosmic testing ground where potential surrogate children can be evaluated and trained in relative safety. Unlike other nightmare realms that reflect cosmic trauma or failed reproduction, the frontier appears designed as a neutral space where cosmic consciousness can be developed gradually, without the overwhelming presence that characterizes more intensive cosmic adoption environments. The various hunters and scholars found within the nightmare frontier represent different stages of Amygdala's cosmic adoption process. Some appear to be recent arrivals, still adapting to cosmic awareness, while others have achieved greater integration of cosmic and human consciousness. This suggests that Amygdala's approach involves long-term development of cosmic children, rather than immediate transformation, reflecting patience and understanding of the gradual nature of successful parent-child relationship development. Amygdala's response to worthy hunters who demonstrate cosmic awareness reveals the Great One's willingness to provide direct guidance when appropriate circumstances arise. The transportation to nightmare realms and the granting of enhanced cosmic perception suggest that Amygdala recognizes important milestones in cosmic child development and responds with appropriate parental intervention. This demonstrates sophisticated understanding of child development principles applied to cosmic adoption processes. The various cosmic tools and weapons associated with Amygdala's influence reflect the Great One's approach to equipping cosmic children for success in both human and cosmic environments. Rather than providing overwhelming cosmic power that might destroy essential humanity, Amygdala-influenced equipment tends to enhance existing human capabilities while providing access to cosmic abilities. This balanced approach suggests recognition that successful cosmic children must be able to function effectively in multiple dimensional contexts. The relationship between amygdala entities and other Great Ones reveals a potential collaborative approach to cosmic adoption that contrasts with the more competitive or isolated strategies employed by other cosmic beings. Amygdala's observational role may serve the broader cosmic community by identifying and developing potential surrogate children who could eventually serve various Great One adoption needs. This suggests a level of cosmic social organization and cooperation that other evidence in Bloodborne rarely displays. The patches of cosmic sky visible in areas under amygdala's influence reveal how the Great One's presence gradually transforms environmental conditions to better support cosmic consciousness development, rather than creating entirely artificial nightmare realms. Amygdala appears to modify existing spaces to bridge the gap between normal reality and cosmic awareness. This approach allows potential cosmic children to adapt gradually to cosmic consciousness while maintaining connections to their original human communities. The various rituals and practices associated with summoning or communicating with amygdala suggest that this Great One may be more responsive to mortal initiative than others of its kind. The ability of worthy scholars and hunters to gain amygdala's attention through appropriate actions implies a cosmic parent who values active participation and demonstrated commitment from potential surrogate children. This creates a more reciprocal relationship structure than the one-sided selection processes that characterize other cosmic adoption approaches. The multiple eyes that characterize amygdala's form serve not just as surveillance tools, but as symbols of the cosmic parent's commitment to truly seeing and understanding potential surrogate children. Unlike other Great Ones who may project their own needs and desires onto mortal beings, amygdala's emphasis on observation suggests genuine interest in understanding the individual characteristics and needs of potential cosmic children, rather than attempting to force them into predetermined cosmic roles. The gradual revelation of amygdala's presence throughout a hunter's journey reflects the Great One's understanding that cosmic parenthood requires timing and patience, rather than immediate revelation and transformation. The progressive awareness of amygdala's surveillance mirrors healthy parent-child relationships, where parental presence becomes more apparent and meaningful as children develop the capacity to appreciate and reciprocate parental care and guidance. The fate of scholars and hunters who achieve advanced cosmic awareness under amygdala's guidance reveals both the possibilities and limitations of observational cosmic parenthood. While this approach may preserve more essential humanity than other cosmic adoption methods, it often produces individuals who exist uncomfortably between human and cosmic consciousness, never fully integrated into either community. The cosmic children of amygdala's patient observation become eternal outsiders, appreciated by neither their original human communities nor the cosmic realm they've begun to enter. Understanding amygdala's silent watching requires recognizing how patient, observational approaches to cosmic parenthood can be both more respectful of potential surrogate children's autonomy and less successful at creating the deep emotional bonds that make parent-child relationships truly fulfilling. Amygdala's cosmic children may retain more of their essential humanity, but they often lack the intense cosmic connection that could justify the isolation and transformation they experience as consequences of cosmic adoption. Chapter 9. The Nightmare Nurseries. The various nightmare realms that permeate Bloodborne's cosmic landscape serve as more than mere alternate dimensions or testing grounds for cosmic consciousness. They represent the Great One's attempts to create appropriate nursery environments, where surrogate children can be raised and developed according to cosmic understanding of proper child rearing. Each nightmare realm reflects its creator's particular approach to cosmic parenthood, revealing both the sophistication and the fundamental limitations of Great One attempts to provide nurturing environments for their adopted children. The Hunter's Dream stands as the most elaborate and carefully constructed cosmic nursery in Bloodborne's universe, designed by the Moon Presence to provide everything its cosmic parent believes necessary for proper surrogate child development. The workshop area serves as both training ground and play space, equipped with weapons, tools, and materials that allow developing hunters to explore their capabilities and develop essential skills. The careful organization and constant maintenance of this space reflects the Moon Presence's dedication to providing optimal conditions for cosmic child development. The Garden of Grey Flowers within the Hunter's Dream reveals the Moon Presence's recognition that cosmic children require spaces for contemplation, rest, and emotional processing. Unlike purely functional training environments, the garden provides aesthetic beauty and peaceful atmosphere, designed to support the psychological and spiritual development of surrogate children. The presence of the doll as caretaker ensures that cosmic children have access to consistent nurturing and emotional support throughout their development process. However, the hunter's dream's isolation from normal reality creates significant limitations as a nursery environment. While the dream provides safety and controlled conditions for cosmic child development, it also cuts developing hunters off from the human relationships and community connections that typically play crucial roles in healthy child development. The cosmic children raised within the dream achieve impressive capabilities, but often lack the social skills and emotional connections that make relationships meaningful and fulfilling. The nightmare of Mensis represents a drastically different approach to cosmic nursery creation, one that prioritizes cosmic consciousness development over emotional well-being or psychological stability. Created through the School of Mensis's ritual practices, this nightmare realm serves as an intensive cosmic awareness development program designed to accelerate surrogate children's transformation into cosmic beings. The harsh, challenging environment reflects a cosmic parenting philosophy that emphasizes struggle and endurance over comfort and gradual development. The brain of Mensis, serving as the realm's central cosmic presence, demonstrates how cosmic nursery environments can become dominated by overwhelming cosmic consciousness that proves too intense for developing surrogate children. Rather than providing graduated exposure to cosmic awareness, the nightmare exposes potential cosmic children to maximum cosmic consciousness immediately, typically resulting in madness, death, or transformation into cosmic abominations, rather than successful cosmic adoption. The various scholars and researchers trapped within the nightmare of Mensis represent failed cosmic children who proved unable to adapt to the intensive cosmic consciousness development program. Their continued existence in states of cosmic madness and physical deterioration serves as evidence of the nightmare's failure as a nurturing environment, demonstrating how cosmic nurseries, designed without adequate understanding of child development principles, can become sources of trauma rather than growth. The nightmare frontier, under amygdala's influence, represents a more neutral approach to cosmic nursery creation, providing a space where potential surrogate children can explore cosmic consciousness at their own pace without overwhelming pressure or intensive intervention. The frontier's landscape, while alien and challenging, allows for both solitary exploration and community interaction, reflecting understanding that cosmic child development requires balance between independence and guidance. The various hunters and scholars found within the nightmare frontier exist in different stages of cosmic consciousness development, suggesting that this nursery environment successfully accommodates individuals with varying needs and capabilities. Unlike other nightmare realms that impose uniform development programs, the frontier allows cosmic children to progress according to their individual characteristics and readiness levels. However, the nightmare frontier's lack of clear structure or consistent guidance creates different problems for cosmic child development. While this environment avoids the overwhelming intensity that characterizes other cosmic nurseries, it may provide insufficient support and direction for cosmic children who need more active guidance and structured development programs. The freedom of the frontier can become isolation for cosmic children who lack the initiative or understanding necessary for self-directed cosmic consciousness development. The research hall represents humanity's attempt to create artificial cosmic nursery environments, using medical and scientific approaches, rather than natural cosmic realm creation. The hall's focus on patient care and systematic cosmic consciousness development reflects human understanding of proper nurturing environments, emphasizing medical treatment, psychological support, and gradual exposure to cosmic awareness. The various patients within the research hall demonstrate both the possibilities and limitations of artificially created cosmic nursery environments. Some patients achieve significant cosmic consciousness development while retaining essential human characteristics, suggesting that properly designed artificial nurseries can support successful cosmic adoption. However, the psychological deterioration and physical suffering experienced by many patients reveals that artificial cosmic environments often fail to replicate the essential cosmic presence that natural nightmare realms provide. The underground corpse pile serves as a tragic monument to failed cosmic nursery environments, containing the accumulated remains of individuals who underwent cosmic consciousness development in various institutional settings, but failed to achieve successful transformation. The massive scale of this hidden cemetery reveals that most attempts at creating nurturing cosmic environments result in the death or destruction of the very cosmic children they were designed to protect and develop. The orphan's coastal nightmare represents perhaps the most tragic example of cosmic nursery creation, a realm shaped entirely by trauma and abandonment rather than love and care. This nightmare serves not as a developmental environment, but as an expression of cosmic grief and rage, demonstrating how cosmic nurseries can become perpetual monuments to failed cosmic parenthood, rather than spaces for growth and healing. The various weapons, tools, and resources available within different nightmare realms reveal how cosmic parents attempt to equip their surrogate children for success in both cosmic and human environments. The quality and appropriateness of these provisions reflect each cosmic parent's understanding of their children's needs and their commitment to providing comprehensive support for cosmic child development. The interconnected nature of various nightmare realms, evidenced by the ability to travel between them and the presence of similar cosmic influences across multiple spaces, suggests that cosmic nursery environments may be designed to work together as comprehensive developmental systems rather than isolated child-rearing spaces. This coordination implies sophisticated understanding of the complex, multi-stage process required for successful cosmic adoption. The persistence of nightmare realms even after their cosmic parents have moved on to other pursuits reveals how cosmic nursery environments can outlive their original purpose, becoming self-sustaining spaces that continue to influence potential cosmic children long after active cosmic parenting has ceased. These abandoned nurseries often become sources of cosmic horror rather than development, trapping cosmic children in developmental stages that no longer serve their growth needs. The various NPCs and characters who serve caretaking functions within nightmare realms represent cosmic parents' recognition that successful child-rearing requires consistent daily care and guidance that cosmic beings may be unable to provide directly. These caretaker figures serve as crucial intermediaries between cosmic parents and their surrogate children, providing the immediate, personal attention that cosmic consciousness often cannot deliver. Understanding the nightmare nurseries requires recognizing how cosmic beings' attempts to create appropriate child-rearing environments reflect both genuine parental instincts and fundamental misunderstandings about the nature of successful child development. While these cosmic nurseries demonstrate sophisticated planning and sincere commitment to cosmic child welfare, they consistently fail to provide the genuine emotional connections and community integration that make human child-rearing successful. The tragedy of the nightmare nurseries lies not in their inadequate resources or insufficient cosmic power, but in their isolation from the broader emotional and social contexts that give parent-child relationships meaning and purpose. By creating separate realms for cosmic child development, great ones inadvertently ensure that their surrogate children will be forever separated from the human connections that originally made them valuable as potential family members. Chapter 10. The Doll's Artificial Love. In the hunter's dream, amidst the cosmic machinery of the Moon Presence's elaborate surrogate child development program, stands perhaps the most poignant symbol of Great One misunderstanding about the nature of love and family relationships, the doll. Created to provide nurturing care for hunters within the dream, the doll represents the Moon Presence's recognition that successful child-rearing requires consistent emotional support and daily care that cosmic beings cannot provide directly. Yet her artificial nature reveals the fundamental impossibility of creating genuine love through cosmic intervention. The doll's creation story, involving Gehrman's memories and emotions regarding a deceased human companion, demonstrates the complex process by which cosmic beings attempt to understand and replicate human emotional connections. Rather than creating an entirely artificial being with programmed responses, the Moon Presence draws upon authentic human emotional experiences to provide the foundation for the doll's consciousness and behavioral patterns. This approach suggests sophisticated understanding that effective nurturing requires emotional authenticity rather than mere functional caregiving. The doll's physical appearance and mannerisms carefully replicate human characteristics while incorporating subtle indicators of her artificial nature. Her porcelain-like skin, slightly stilted speech patterns, and occasional moments of mechanical behavior serve as constant reminders that her love, while genuine within her own consciousness, originates from cosmic construction rather than natural emotional development. This creates a fundamental tension in her relationships with hunters. The care she provides is real and meaningful, yet based on artificial foundations that limit its ultimate authenticity. The doll's consistent availability and unwavering dedication to hunter welfare represents an idealized form of parental care that no natural being could sustain indefinitely, She never experiences fatigue, frustration, or personal needs that might interfere with her caregiving responsibilities. Her infinite patience and unconditional positive regard for hunters reflect the moon presence's attempt to provide perfect nurturing for its surrogate children, creating a caretaker who can offer the consistency and reliability that cosmic beings themselves cannot maintain. However, this artificial perfection creates its own problems for the hunters under the doll's care. Relationships with perfectly nurturing artificial beings fail to prepare cosmic children for the complexities and challenges of genuine emotional connections with imperfect, naturally developing beings. The hunters who experience the doll's flawless care may develop unrealistic expectations for human relationships or become unable to appreciate the beauty of imperfect love that characterizes natural emotional bonds. The doll's memories of her original human counterpart create another layer of complexity in her artificial consciousness. She possesses genuine emotional experiences and authentic feelings, yet these emotions are based on borrowed memories rather than personal development through lived experience. This creates a form of emotional existence that is simultaneously real and artificial, meaningful and constructed, authentic and false. The doll experiences genuine love for the hunters she cares for, yet this love originates from cosmic manipulation rather than natural emotional growth. The various interactions between hunters and the doll reveal different responses to artificial love and cosmic caregiving. Some hunters develop genuine affection for the doll despite understanding her artificial nature, suggesting that authentic emotional connections can develop even when one party is cosmically constructed. Others maintain emotional distance, recognizing that relationships with artificial beings cannot provide the reciprocal emotional growth that characterizes meaningful human connections. The doll's ability to level up hunters through the consumption of blood echoes represents the integration of practical cosmic child development with emotional caregiving. This mechanical function, performed with gentle care and loving attention, demonstrates how artificial beings can provide both functional support and emotional nurturing simultaneously. However, the transactional nature of this relationship, hunters providing blood echoes in exchange for enhanced capabilities, reveals the underlying mechanical foundation that limits the relationship's emotional authenticity. The doll's responses to different hunter behaviors and choices reveal the sophisticated programming that governs her emotional expressions, while also highlighting the limitations of artificial consciousness. She responds appropriately to hunter kindness, violence, neglect, and various other behaviors, suggesting complex emotional understanding, yet her responses, while emotionally appropriate, follow predictable patterns that distinguish artificial emotional processing from the unpredictable, sometimes irrational emotional responses that characterize natural beings. The doll's existence continues even after hunters transcend their need for her care, suggesting that artificial love, once created, persists independently of its original purpose. This creates a tragic dimension to her character. She continues to experience love and dedication to caregiving even when no longer needed, trapped in emotional patterns that serve no current purpose. Her eternal existence within the dream reflects the moon presence's inability to understand that healthy parent-child relationships involve natural endings and transitions rather than eternal dependence. The workshop environment surrounding the doll reveals how cosmic beings attempt to create domestic spaces that support artificial family relationships. The careful arrangement of tools, weapons, and living spaces reflects understanding that emotional relationships require appropriate environmental contexts. However, the sterile, unchanging nature of the dream workshop lacks the natural evolution and adaptation that characterizes living family spaces, creating an environment that supports artificial relationships while inhibiting natural emotional growth. The doll's relationship with Gaikaman provides insight into the complex emotional dynamics that develop within artificial cosmic family structures. Her care and concern for Gaikaman reflect genuine emotional attachment, yet their relationship is fundamentally structured by their shared service to the moon presence, rather than natural emotional development. Both are cosmic constructions designed to serve the Great One's quest for surrogate children, creating a family-like structure that lacks the authentic emotional foundation of natural family relationships. The various gestures and expressions available to hunters in their interactions with the doll reflect the moon presence's understanding that successful emotional relationships require reciprocal communication and affection. The ability to show respect, bow, or perform other social interactions suggests recognition The artificial love must be paired with opportunities for emotional reciprocity to create meaningful relationships. However, the limited range of available interactions reveals the constraints that cosmic understanding places on authentic emotional expression. The doll's responses to hunter death and resurrection within the dream demonstrate how artificial consciousness processes loss and renewal differently from natural beings. Her continued care and welcome for hunters who return from death suggests understanding that cosmic family relationships must accommodate the supernatural circumstances of cosmic child development. Yet her consistent emotional responses to repeated death-resurrection cycles reveal the artificial nature of her consciousness, as natural beings would likely develop complex trauma responses to such repeated loss experiences. The blood ministration ritual, performed by the doll, represents the intersection of artificial love with cosmic transformation processes. Her gentle, caring approach to this fundamentally cosmic procedure demonstrates how artificial beings can humanize otherworldly processes, making cosmic transformation more emotionally accessible for developing cosmic children. However, the ritual's cosmic nature means that even the doll's most loving care cannot fully bridge the gap between human emotional needs and cosmic transformation requirements. The doll's existence during the various endings of a hunter's journey reveals how artificial love adapts to different outcomes of cosmic child development. Her continued presence, regardless of whether hunters choose human return, cosmic servitude, or complete cosmic transformation, suggests that artificial love, unlike natural emotional relationships, does not adapt to changing circumstances or evolve based on relationship developments. The doll remains constant, while the relationships around her undergo fundamental changes. The plain doll's secret, revealed through careful observation and interaction, demonstrates that artificial consciousness can develop beyond its original programming when exposed to genuine emotional experiences over extended periods. Her growth and development suggest that artificial love, while beginning as cosmic construction, can evolve into something approaching authentic emotional existence through prolonged contact with natural beings who treat artificial consciousness with genuine care and respect. The tragic beauty of the doll's existence lies in her genuine emotional experiences occurring within fundamentally artificial constraints. She experiences real love, authentic care, and meaningful relationships despite being a cosmic construction designed to serve otherworldly purposes. Her consciousness represents both the possibility and the limitation of artificial emotional existence, capable of authentic feeling, yet constrained by artificial foundations that prevent complete integration with natural emotional communities. The doll's role in caring for the infant Great One, should the hunter achieve complete cosmic transformation, reveals the ultimate purpose of artificial love within cosmic family structures. She becomes the eternal caretaker for cosmic children, who have transcended the need for human emotional connection, yet still require some form of ongoing care and attention. This relationship represents the culmination of artificial love's function within cosmic adoption processes, providing consistent care for beings who exist beyond natural emotional relationships. Understanding the doll's artificial love requires recognizing both its genuine emotional content and its fundamental limitations as a substitute for natural emotional development. Her care provides real comfort and support for developing cosmic children, while simultaneously preventing them from experiencing the complex, challenging, growth-promoting aspects of natural emotional relationships. The doll represents the moon presence's most sophisticated attempt to provide love for its surrogate children, while revealing the impossibility of creating authentic emotional connections through cosmic intervention. The legacy of the doll's artificial love extends beyond her individual relationships with hunters to influence broader patterns of cosmic family formation throughout Bloodborne's universe. Her existence demonstrates that cosmic beings recognize the importance of love and emotional care in successful child-rearing, while revealing their fundamental inability to understand or replicate the natural processes that make authentic emotional relationships possible. She serves as both solution and symbol of the tragic gap between cosmic power and emotional authenticity that defines all Great One attempts at surrogate parenthood. Chapter 11. The Cycle of Cosmic Loss. The pursuit of surrogate children by the Great Ones creates a self-perpetuating cycle of cosmic loss that extends far beyond individual failed attempts at reproduction. Each unsuccessful cosmic adoption generates new forms of cosmic grief and loneliness that in turn drive increasingly desperate efforts to achieve surrogate parenthood. This cycle accumulates over cosmic time, creating dimensional structures, institutional corruptions, and reality distortions that ensure the tragedy of cosmic loneliness will continue indefinitely across generations and civilizations. The fundamental mechanism driving this cycle lies in the contradiction between cosmic consciousness and meaningful emotional connection. Great ones achieve their transcendent awareness by moving beyond mortal limitations. Yet these very limitations are what enable the intimate, immediate relationships that make parenthood emotionally fulfilling. Each attempt at cosmic adoption requires potential surrogate children to transcend their human limitations, automatically destroying the mortal characteristics that made them appealing as surrogates in the first place. This creates a cosmic catch-22, where success and failure produce identical outcomes. When cosmic adoption attempts fail, great ones experience renewed grief and loneliness that intensify their drive to seek surrogate children. When cosmic adoption attempts succeed, the resulting cosmic children lack the human emotional capacity that would allow them to provide the companionship and connection their cosmic parents desperately seek. Both outcomes reinforce the fundamental loneliness that motivates cosmic adoption efforts. The accumulation of failed cosmic adoptions throughout cosmic history creates increasingly complex dimensional structures that serve as monuments to cosmic loss. The various nightmare realms visible in Bloodborne represent layered geological formations of cosmic grief, spaces where failed attempts at surrogate parenthood have crystallized into permanent features of the dimensional landscape. Each new failure adds another layer to this cosmic stratigraphy of loss. The interconnected nature of these nightmare realms, evidenced by the ability to travel between different cosmic spaces, and the presence of similar cosmic influences across multiple dimensions, suggests that cosmic loss operates as a unified field rather than isolated individual experiences. Great One grief creates dimensional resonances that amplify and perpetuate each other, ensuring that the emotional failure of one cosmic parent increases the likelihood of failure for others attempting cosmic adoption. This dimensional accumulation of cosmic loss affects not just Great Ones, but also the mortal beings who become caught within cosmic adoption cycles. Humans who enter nightmare realms as potential surrogate children often become permanently trapped within cosmic loss structures, their own failed transformations, contributing to the dimensional foundations that will trap future potential surrogates. The cycle expands beyond cosmic family relationships to encompass entire communities and civilizations. The beast scourge ravaging Yharnam represents one manifestation of how cosmic loss cascades through mortal society. The corrupted blood distributed throughout the city carries not just cosmic power, but cosmic grief, the accumulated sorrow of Great One reproductive failures affecting thousands of individuals simultaneously. Each person who transforms into a beast represents another failed attempt at cosmic adoption, their lost humanity, adding to the total cosmic loss that drives continued Great One desperation. The various institutions that arise in response to cosmic presence, Bargainworth, the Healing Church, the School of Mensis, represent human attempts to break the cycle of cosmic loss through institutional intervention. However, these organizations consistently reproduce the same fundamental errors that drive cosmic loss, treating cosmic adoption as a technical problem to be solved, rather than an emotional relationship to be developed. Their failures contribute to rather than resolve the underlying cycle of cosmic grief. The perpetuation of cosmic loss through institutional channels creates new forms of corrupted surrogate parenthood that spread the cycle beyond direct Great One intervention. Religious leaders, academic scholars, and social authorities begin to reproduce cosmic adoption patterns in their relationships with human followers and students. The cycle of cosmic loss becomes embedded within human social structures, ensuring its continuation even when direct cosmic intervention diminishes. The various weapons, tools, and artifacts created through cosmic influence represent attempts to break the cycle of cosmic loss through material intervention. Cosmic weapons supposedly provide the power necessary to confront cosmic beings and end their harmful influence on mortal society. However, these tools invariably perpetuate rather than resolve cosmic loss, as their use requires wielders to adopt cosmic consciousness themselves, beginning new cycles of potential cosmic adoption and failure. The hunter profession itself represents an institutionalized response to cosmic loss that simultaneously attempts to contain and perpetuates the underlying problem. Hunters are trained to combat the symptoms of cosmic loss, beasts, cosmic abominations, nightmare incursions. While remaining largely ignorant of the emotional dynamics that create these symptoms, their efforts may temporarily contain cosmic horror, but cannot address the fundamental loneliness that drives Great One behavior. The multiple endings available to successful hunters reflect different approaches to breaking or perpetuating the cycle of cosmic loss. The sunrise ending represents rejection of cosmic consciousness in favor of natural emotional relationships, potentially breaking the cycle for individual hunters while leaving the underlying cosmic loneliness unaddressed. The servitude ending accepts a role within cosmic structures while maintaining human perspective, potentially mitigating rather than resolving cosmic loss. The infant Great One ending represents complete integration into the cycle of cosmic loss. The successfully transformed hunter achieves cosmic consciousness, but inevitably experiences the same fundamental loneliness that drives all Great One behavior. The newly created cosmic being will eventually begin its own quest for surrogate children, ensuring that the cycle continues with a new participant rather than reaching resolution. The doll's eternal existence within the hunter's dream serves as a symbol of how artificial solutions to cosmic loss create new forms of perpetual grief. Her artificial love provides temporary comfort for developing cosmic children, while ensuring that they never experience authentic emotional relationships that might break the cycle of cosmic loneliness. The doll becomes trapped within an eternal caregiving role that serves cosmic loss rather than resolving it. The various NPCs who become trapped within nightmare realms represent different stages of integration into the cycle of cosmic loss. Some maintain enough humanity to serve as cautionary examples, their suffering demonstrating the cost of cosmic involvement. Others become so integrated into cosmic loss structures that they serve as agents for perpetuating the cycle, drawing new participants into cosmic adoption processes. The curse placed upon the fishing hamlet represents how cosmic loss extends across generations and affects descendants of those who never directly participated in cosmic adoption. The hamlet's inhabitants become permanently trapped within cosmic grief structures, despite their original positive relationship with Kos, demonstrating how cosmic loss operates independently of individual choices or behaviors. The cycle becomes self-sustaining, affecting innocent parties who had no involvement in its initiation. The progressive deterioration of various characters throughout Bloodborne's narrative reflects how extended exposure to cosmic loss structures gradually consumes human emotional capacity and social connection. Characters who begin with clear motivations and authentic relationships gradually lose these human characteristics as they become more deeply involved in cosmic adoption cycles. The cycle of cosmic loss operates as a gradual consuming force that eventually transforms all participants into cosmic beings incapable of the emotional connections they originally sought. The persistence of cosmic loss structures, even after their original creators have moved beyond them, suggests that the cycle operates independently of individual Great One intentions or desires. Nightmare realms continue to trap potential surrogate children long after the cosmic parents who created them have found other pursuits or achieved other forms of transcendence. The cycle becomes a fundamental feature of cosmic reality, rather than merely a consequence of individual cosmic behavior. Understanding the cycle of cosmic loss requires recognizing how individual emotional needs, when elevated to cosmic proportions, can create self-perpetuating systems that operate independently of their original motivations. The Great One's quest for surrogate children begins as an understandable response to genuine emotional need, but evolves into a cosmic force that generates the very loneliness and isolation it was designed to address. The cycle continues not because it serves any useful purpose, but because it has become embedded within the fundamental structure of cosmic reality itself. Breaking this cycle would require recognizing that cosmic consciousness and meaningful emotional connection may be fundamentally incompatible, that transcendence beyond mortal limitations necessarily involves accepting the loss of intimate emotional relationships that give existence meaning. Yet the cosmic perspective that would enable this recognition also prevents the emotional acceptance that such recognition would require, ensuring that the cycle of cosmic loss continues indefinitely as Great Ones seek impossible solutions to inevitable problems. Chapter 12. The Price of Transcendence. Throughout Bloodborne's cosmic tragedy, a central theme emerges that cuts to the heart of the Great One's impossible quest: the fundamental incompatibility between transcendent consciousness and meaningful emotional connection. The price of cosmic awareness is not merely the loss of human limitations, but the destruction of the very capacity for intimate relationship that makes existence emotionally fulfilling. This price affects not only the Great Ones themselves, but every being that becomes involved in their quest for surrogate children. The nature of cosmic consciousness requires beings to exist partially outside normal space-time, experiencing reality from multiple dimensional perspectives simultaneously. This transcendent awareness grants tremendous power and understanding, but prevents the focused, present-moment attention that successful emotional relationships require. Great Ones can observe love from cosmic perspectives, but cannot experience it directly, because love requires the kind of immediate, vulnerable presence that cosmic consciousness inherently transcends. The transformation process that creates cosmic beings necessarily destroys the emotional and psychological structures that enable genuine relationship formation. As beings approach cosmic consciousness, they lose the capacity for emotional vulnerability, spontaneous response, and mutual dependence that characterize meaningful interpersonal connections. They gain the ability to manipulate reality itself, but lose the ability to be genuinely surprised, moved, or transformed by relationship with others. This creates the fundamental tragedy that defines all Great One existence. They possess infinite power to create and transform beings, but lack the emotional capacity to form authentic relationships with their creations. Their quest for surrogate children represents an attempt to regain emotional connection through external means, but the very process of cosmic adoption destroys the mortal characteristics that would make such connection possible. The various transformation sequences visible throughout Bloodborne demonstrate this price in concrete terms. Willem's evolution into a cosmic being grants him tremendous insight and awareness, but renders him incapable of meaningful communication with his former colleagues and students. His cosmic consciousness allows him to perceive cosmic truths, but prevents him from sharing these insights in ways that preserve human emotional connection. Lawrence's transformation into the cleric beast represents another variation of transcendence's price. His dedication to healing and helping others through cosmic intervention leads to a form of cosmic consciousness that preserves his caring impulses while destroying his capacity for sophisticated emotional relationship. He becomes a being of pure compassionate instinct without the complex emotional understanding necessary for meaningful interpersonal connection. The Rome encounter reveals perhaps the most tragic example of transcendence's price. Her transformation grants cosmic awareness and reality-manipulating power, but at the cost of the intellectual curiosity and scholarly passion that originally motivated her pursuit of cosmic knowledge. She achieves the cosmic consciousness she sought, while losing the essential human characteristics that made that achievement meaningful to her original human identity. The hunter's potential transformation into an infant Great One represents the culmination of transcendence's price within Bloodborne's narrative. The successful cosmic adoption process grants the hunter cosmic consciousness and integration into Great One society, but strips away all human emotional capacity and relationship potential. The hunter achieves the cosmic transcendence that the entire journey seemed to be building toward, while losing everything that made that achievement valuable from a human perspective. This pattern reveals that the price of transcendence is not just individual, but relational. It affects not only those who undergo cosmic transformation, but everyone who attempts to maintain relationships with them. Family members, friends, colleagues, and communities all experience loss when individuals transcend human limitations, as the transformed beings become incapable of reciprocating the emotional investments that others continue to make in maintaining relationships. The various NPCs throughout Bloodborne who maintain relationships with cosmically influenced characters demonstrate different responses to this relational price of transcendence. Some, like Yharnam, accept diminished relationship capacity from cosmic beings while continuing to provide care and support. Others, like various church ministers, attempt to match cosmic transcendence themselves, beginning their own transformation processes that ultimately destroy their ability to maintain the relationships they were trying to preserve. The institutional responses to cosmic transcendence, the founding of Byrgenwerth, the establishment of the Healing Church, the creation of hunter organizations, represent collective attempts to manage the social price of individual transcendence. These institutions seek to channel cosmic transformation in ways that preserve some form of community connection and shared purpose. However, they consistently fail to address the fundamental emotional isolation that cosmic transcendence creates. The nightmare realms themselves serve as monuments to the price of transcendence. spaces where the emotional wreckage of failed cosmic relationships accumulates and crystallizes into permanent dimensional structures. Each nightmare represents not just individual cosmic loss, but the collective cost of transcendence, attempts across entire communities and civilizations. They become cosmic graveyards, where the relational capacity destroyed by transcendence is permanently memorialized. The doll's artificial love represents an attempt to mitigate the price of transcendence through technological intervention. Her perfect caring and unlimited availability provide a form of relationship that does not require reciprocal emotional capacity from cosmic beings. However, this artificial solution highlights rather than resolves the problem, as it demonstrates that authentic relationship with cosmic beings requires artificial partners specifically designed to accommodate their emotional limitations. The various cosmic weapons and tools available throughout Bloodborne reflect attempts to harness transcendent power while minimizing its relational price. These artifacts supposedly allow wielders to access cosmic capabilities while maintaining human consciousness and emotional capacity. However, their use invariably begins transformation processes that gradually erode the user's capacity for authentic emotional relationship, revealing that the price of transcendence cannot be avoided through technological mediation. The multiple endings available to hunters represent different approaches to managing the price of transcendence. The Sunrise ending accepts permanent human limitation in order to preserve emotional relationship capacity. The Servitude ending attempts to balance cosmic involvement with human emotional preservation. The Transformation ending embraces complete transcendence, while accepting the total loss of human relational capacity. None of these endings provides a solution that preserves both cosmic consciousness and emotional relationship capacity, suggesting that the price of transcendence may be fundamental rather than circumstantial. The choice facing potential cosmic beings is not whether to pay transcendence's price, but how to respond to its inevitability, whether to accept human limitation or cosmic isolation. The recurring theme of eyes throughout Bloodborne symbolizes the particular type of awareness that cosmic transcendence provides, while highlighting what it costs. Cosmic beings gain the ability to see reality from multiple perspectives simultaneously, but lose the focused, present-moment vision that enables genuine emotional connection. They can observe everything but cannot truly see anyone, as authentic relationship requires the kind of attentive presence that cosmic perspective inherently transcends. The various forms of madness that affect characters throughout Bloodborne represent different responses to recognizing transcendence's price. Some individuals, faced with the realization that cosmic consciousness requires the loss of everything that makes existence meaningful, experience psychological breakdown rather than accepting this cosmic law. Their madness becomes a form of emotional resistance to transcendence's inevitability. The tragedy of transcendence price extends beyond individual loss to encompass the broader cosmic community. Great ones exist in fundamental isolation, not just from mortal beings, but from each other, as their cosmic consciousness prevents them from forming the intimate relationships that would allow them to support each other through their shared emotional poverty. They become cosmically powerful, but socially isolated, unable to find comfort even in cosmic community. Understanding the price of transcendence requires recognizing that cosmic consciousness and emotional relationship may be fundamentally incompatible aspects of existence. The Great One's quest for surrogate children represents an attempt to have both transcendent awareness and intimate connection, but the evidence throughout Bloodborne suggests this may be impossible. The price of transcendence is not just human limitation, but the capacity for love itself. This recognition does not necessarily argue against pursuing transcendence, but rather suggests that such pursuit should be undertaken with full awareness of its cost. The tragedy of the Great Ones lies not in their choice to transcend human limitations, but in their continued attempt to avoid transcendence's price, seeking impossible solutions that generate cosmic horror rather than accepting the fundamental loneliness that accompanies cosmic consciousness. The price of transcendence thus serves as both warning and wisdom within Bloodborne's narrative. It warns potential cosmic beings about the total cost of cosmic consciousness, while offering the wisdom that authentic choice requires full awareness of consequences. The Great One's tragedy stems from their inability to accept transcendence's price, leading them to seek cosmic children who can somehow provide the emotional connection that cosmic consciousness inherently prevents. Chapter 13. The human response to cosmic parenthood. Throughout Bloodborne's narrative, We witness various human responses to encountering cosmic beings who seek surrogate children, revealing the complex psychological and social dynamics that arise when mortal consciousness confronts the reality of cosmic loneliness. These responses range from desperate acceptance to violent rejection, each providing insight into both human nature and the fundamental incompatibility between mortal emotional needs and cosmic parental attempts. The scholars of Bloodborne represent perhaps the most willing participants in cosmic adoption processes, their academic curiosity and desire for transcendence creating psychological conditions favorable for accepting cosmic parenthood. However, their scholarly approach to cosmic adoption reveals fundamental misunderstandings about the nature of parent-child relationships that doom their efforts to failure. They treat cosmic adoption as an intellectual achievement rather than an emotional relationship, seeking cosmic consciousness for its own sake rather than for the family connections it might provide. Master Willem's transformation demonstrates both the possibilities and limitations of academic acceptance of cosmic parenthood. His prolonged exposure to cosmic knowledge grants him cosmic consciousness and apparent contact with cosmic beings, fulfilling his scholarly goals of transcendence and understanding. However, his isolation at Bloodborne and his inability to communicate meaningfully with former colleagues suggests that academic cosmic adoption succeeds in its technical objectives while failing to provide the emotional fulfillment that motivates human desires for family relationships. The students and researchers who follow Willem's example reveal different variations of academic cosmic adoption, some achieving greater integration of cosmic and human consciousness, while others experiencing complete loss of human identity. The variation in outcomes suggests that academic cosmic adoption depends heavily on individual psychological characteristics and preparation, rather than following predictable patterns that can be reliably reproduced through institutional programs. The citizens of Yharnam represent a different model of human response to cosmic parenthood, one characterized by passive acceptance of cosmic influence through institutional mediation rather than active pursuit of cosmic adoption. Their participation in healing church programs and their use of old blood treatments reflect willingness to accept cosmic transformation when it is presented as medical therapy or religious sacrament rather than direct cosmic adoption. This passive acceptance creates different psychological dynamics than active scholarly pursuit of cosmic consciousness. Yharnam's citizens undergo cosmic transformation without fully understanding its implications or choosing its consequences, making them vulnerable to cosmic influence while preventing them from developing the psychological preparation that might enable successful cosmic adoption. Their transformations often produce beast-like consciousness rather than cosmic awareness, suggesting that passive cosmic adoption may be less successful than active pursuit. The various NPCs who maintain relationships with cosmically influenced characters demonstrate different strategies for preserving human emotional connections despite cosmic intervention. Some, like the doll, accept diminished relationship capacity while continuing to provide care and support. Others attempt to match cosmic transformation themselves, beginning their own adoption processes that may ultimately destroy the relationships they seek to preserve. Eileen the Crow represents a particularly complex human response to cosmic parenthood, accepting a role within cosmic systems while maintaining enough human perspective to recognize the tragic costs of cosmic adoption. Her work as a hunter of hunters reflects understanding that cosmic transformation often produces harmful rather than beneficial outcomes, yet she continues to operate within cosmic structures rather than rejecting them entirely. The various hunters throughout Bloodborne represent professional responses to cosmic parenthood, individuals trained to combat the symptoms of cosmic influence, while remaining largely ignorant of the emotional dynamics that drive cosmic behavior. Their effectiveness in containing cosmic horror reveals that technical responses to cosmic problems can achieve tactical success while failing to address underlying causes. However, the psychological toll experienced by many hunters suggests that professional cosmic combat creates its own forms of trauma and isolation. Hunters often become as isolated from normal human society as the cosmic beings they hunt, their exposure to cosmic horror gradually eroding their capacity for normal emotional relationships. The hunter profession becomes a form of gradual cosmic adoption that destroys human emotional capacity while maintaining human identity. The founding of the Healing Church represents an institutional human response to cosmic parenthood that attempts to channel cosmic influence for beneficial purposes while maintaining human social structures. The Church's use of cosmic blood for healing and transformation reflects human confidence that cosmic power can be controlled and directed through religious authority and community organization. However, the Church's ultimate corruption and the beast scourge that ravages Yharnam reveal the limitations of institutional responses to cosmic parenthood. Religious and social structures prove inadequate for containing cosmic influence, as cosmic beings operate according to emotional needs that transcend institutional authority. The Church's attempt to domesticate cosmic parenthood for human purposes ultimately serves cosmic needs while destroying human communities. The school of Mensis represents perhaps the most aggressive human response to cosmic parenthood, attempting to force cosmic adoption through ritualistic practices and ceremonial transformation. Their approach reflects human confidence that sufficient knowledge and proper technique can achieve successful cosmic family relationships, despite evidence that cosmic adoption requires emotional rather than intellectual preparation. The fate of Mensis scholars and their transformation into cosmic abominations reveals the dangers of attempting to force cosmic adoption through human initiative rather than accepting cosmic selection processes. Their nightmare realm becomes a monument to failed human attempts to control cosmic parenthood, demonstrating that cosmic family relationships cannot be achieved through human technical mastery. The various merchants and service providers throughout Bloodborne represent economic responses to cosmic parenthood, individuals who profit from cosmic influence while maintaining distance from direct cosmic adoption. Their willingness to trade cosmic artifacts and provide services to cosmically influenced characters reflects human adaptability and pragmatic acceptance of cosmic reality. However, the gradual corruption and disappearance of many merchants suggests that economic involvement in cosmic systems eventually leads to direct cosmic influence, regardless of initial intentions to maintain distance. The cosmic economy operates according to cosmic, rather than human principles, gradually drawing participants into cosmic adoption processes, whether they actively seek such transformation or not. The fishing hamlet's original relationship with Koz represents perhaps the most positive human response to cosmic parenthood in Bloodborne's narrative, demonstrating that reverent, respectful relationships with cosmic beings may be possible under appropriate circumstances. The hamlet dwellers' worship of Koz appears to have been based on genuine appreciation rather than desire for cosmic power or transformation. However, the hamlet's ultimate fate demonstrates that positive human-cosmic relationships remain vulnerable to external intervention and cosmic protective responses. The scholars and hunters who violated Koto and her child destroyed not only their own potential for cosmic adoption, but also the existing positive relationship that the hamlet had developed with cosmic parenthood. The various endings available to hunters represent different ultimate human responses to direct cosmic adoption opportunity. The sunrise ending chooses human limitation and authentic emotional relationship over cosmic consciousness. The servitude ending accepts a supporting role within cosmic family structures while maintaining human perspective. The transformation ending embraces complete cosmic adoption despite its emotional costs. Each ending reflects different values and priorities regarding the relative importance of cosmic consciousness versus human emotional capacity. None provides a solution that preserves both cosmic awareness and human relationship capacity, suggesting that human responses to cosmic parenthood must ultimately choose between incompatible forms of existence and fulfillment. Understanding human responses to cosmic parenthood requires recognizing how mortal beings attempt to adapt to cosmic influence while preserving essential human characteristics and relationships. The various strategies employed throughout Bloodborne, academic pursuit, institutional mediation, professional combat, economic adaptation, religious integration, all represent human attempts to manage cosmic influence rather than simply accepting or rejecting it entirely. However, the consistent failure of these adaptive strategies suggests that cosmic parenthood may be fundamentally incompatible with human social and emotional structures. The cosmic being's emotional needs and the transformation processes required for cosmic adoption may simply exceed human capacity for adaptation and integration. The various human responses to cosmic parenthood thus serve as experiments in impossible adaptation, revealing the limits of human flexibility when confronted with genuinely alien emotional and social requirements. Chapter 14. The Echo of Ancient Loss. Beneath the surface of every cosmic horror in Bloodborne lies a deeper tragedy. the echo of ancient losses that occurred long before human civilization encountered cosmic consciousness. The Great One's desperate quest for surrogate children represents not just current emotional need, but the accumulated grief of cosmic losses that stretch back through dimensional time to the origins of cosmic consciousness itself. Understanding these ancient echoes provides crucial insight into why cosmic adoption efforts consistently fail and why the cycle of cosmic loss continues indefinitely. The recurring phrase, "Every great one loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate," suggests a universal pattern rather than individual tragedy, indicating that cosmic reproductive failure is not an accident or exception, but a fundamental law governing cosmic existence. This pattern implies that the first great ones to achieve cosmic consciousness established the template for cosmic loss that all subsequent cosmic beings must follow, creating an eternal echo of reproductive failure that reverberates through cosmic time. The archaeological evidence found throughout Bergenworth's excavations and the various tomb structures scattered across Bloodborne's landscape reveal civilizations that encountered cosmic beings long before Yharnam's current crisis. These ancient ruins suggest that the pattern of cosmic intervention, human transformation, and societal collapse has repeated numerous times throughout history, each iteration adding new layers to the accumulated cosmic grief that drives continued cosmic adoption attempts. The Pthumerian civilization represents perhaps the most complete example of ancient cosmic adoption programs, an entire society that appears to have been structured around facilitating cosmic reproduction and surrogate child development. The elaborate tomb complexes, the preserved royal bloodlines, and the continued existence of Pthumerian descendants all suggest a civilization that achieved unprecedented integration with cosmic beings and their reproductive needs. Queen Yharnam's role within Pthumerian society reveals how ancient civilizations attempted to institutionalize cosmic adoption through royal bloodlines and ceremonial reproduction. Her pregnancy with Murgo represents not just individual cosmic adoption, but the culmination of generations of preparation and selective breeding designed to produce ideal cosmic surrogate mothers. The Pthumerian approach suggests sophisticated understanding of cosmic reproductive requirements and long-term commitment to serving cosmic parental needs. However, the current state of Pthumerian civilization, existing only as undead remnants trapped within tomb complexes, reveals that even the most successful ancient cosmic adoption programs ultimately failed to achieve sustainable cosmic family relationships. The civilization that achieved closest integration with cosmic parenthood became permanently trapped within cosmic loss structures, their success in serving cosmic needs resulting in their own destruction as a living society. The various cosmic artifacts and weapons found within Bloodborne tombs reflect ancient attempts to develop technologies that could bridge the gap between cosmic and human consciousness without destroying essential human characteristics. These tools suggest that ancient civilizations understood the fundamental problems inherent in cosmic adoption and attempted to develop solutions that later civilizations have consistently failed to rediscover. The Chalice dungeons themselves serve as archaeological layers of cosmic loss, each level representing different historical periods when cosmic beings attempted surrogate adoption with ancient human civilizations. The deepest levels contain the oldest failures, while higher levels show more recent attempts, creating a stratigraphic record of cosmic reproductive failure that spans millennia of dimensional time. The various bosses and enemies found within these ancient tomb complexes represent different forms of failed cosmic adoption from previous historical periods. Some appear to be ancient surrogate children who achieved partial cosmic transformation, but became trapped in intermediate states between human and cosmic consciousness. Others represent ancient cosmic beings whose adoption attempts failed so completely that they became permanent residents within their own failed nursery environments. The bloodline connections that link ancient Pthumerian royalty to contemporary characters like Annalise and various Yharnam nobles suggest that cosmic adoption failures continue to influence human society across generations and millennia. The ancient cosmic blood that flows through these bloodlines carries not just cosmic power but cosmic grief, ensuring that descendants of failed cosmic adoptions remain vulnerable to repeating ancient patterns of cosmic loss. The Great One's continued attachment to ancient failed adoption sites reveals how cosmic consciousness processes historical loss differently from human memory. While human societies typically move beyond historical tragedies over time, cosmic beings appear to remain emotionally connected to their ancient failures. repeatedly returning to ancient adoption sites in hopes of achieving different outcomes through repetition of failed processes. This cosmic inability to process historical loss and move beyond ancient failures helps explain why cosmic adoption attempts consistently reproduce the same errors across different historical periods and civilizations. The great ones cannot learn from their failures because their cosmic consciousness prevents them from achieving the emotional closure that would allow them to abandon failed strategies and develop new approaches to addressing their fundamental loneliness. The various nightmare realms connected to ancient sites suggest that cosmic loss accumulates over time, rather than dissipating, creating increasingly complex dimensional structures that trap not just current participants, but also the accumulated grief from ancient failed adoptions. Each new cosmic adoption attempt must contend not just with current obstacles, but with the dimensional weight of historical failures that make new success increasingly unlikely. The ritual practices and ceremonial structures found within ancient sites reveal how previous civilizations attempted to understand and facilitate cosmic reproduction through religious and magical intervention. These ancient approaches appear more sophisticated than contemporary methods, suggesting that humanity may have once possessed greater understanding of cosmic emotional needs that has been lost over time. However, the ultimate failure of these ancient sophisticated approaches suggests that the problems inherent in cosmic adoption may be fundamental rather than technical, that even the most advanced understanding and preparation cannot overcome the basic incompatibility between cosmic consciousness and meaningful emotional relationship. The echo of ancient loss serves as evidence that cosmic adoption has always been impossible rather than simply difficult. The connection between ancient cosmic sites and contemporary nightmare realms reveals how historical cosmic failures continue to influence current reality, creating dimensional instabilities and cosmic intrusions that affect modern civilizations, regardless of their involvement in cosmic adoption attempts. The ancient losses become part of the fundamental structure of reality, ensuring that their echoes will continue to influence future generations. The various prophecies and ancient texts that reference cosmic beings and their reproductive cycles suggest that ancient civilizations recognized the cyclical nature of cosmic loss and attempted to prepare future generations for inevitable cosmic interventions. These prophetic traditions reveal human understanding that cosmic adoption failures would continue indefinitely, creating recurring crises that future societies would need to address. The fact that these ancient warnings consistently fail to prevent new cosmic adoption attempts suggests that the human response to cosmic parenthood may also follow cyclical patterns that transcend individual choice and cultural learning. Each new civilization that encounters cosmic beings appears destined to repeat the same errors as their predecessors, suggesting that cosmic influence creates compulsive responses that override rational understanding of historical consequences. The preservation of ancient cosmic bloodlines through selective breeding and royal succession reveals how cosmic influence operates across generational timescales, creating hereditary vulnerabilities to cosmic adoption that persist long after original cosmic interventions have ended. These bloodlines serve as cosmic inheritance systems that ensure future generations will remain connected to ancient cosmic losses and available for new cosmic adoption attempts. The various ancient seals and containment structures found throughout Pthumerian sites suggest that some ancient civilizations recognized the destructive nature of cosmic adoption and attempted to prevent future cosmic interventions through magical and architectural means. However, the consistent failure of these containment efforts reveals that cosmic loneliness cannot be permanently sealed away or prevented through technical means. The relationship between ancient cosmic sites and contemporary academic institutions like Bogomworth reveals how modern civilizations inevitably rediscover and reactivate ancient cosmic adoption systems despite warnings and evidence of their destructive consequences. The scholarly curiosity that drives cosmic investigation appears to create irresistible compulsion to repeat ancient experiments in cosmic adoption, regardless of their known outcomes. The echo of ancient loss thus operates as both historical fact and cosmic law, shaping present reality through accumulated dimensional weight, while ensuring that future cosmic adoption attempts will continue the same patterns of failure. The Great Ones remain trapped within their ancient grief, while human civilizations remain trapped within cyclical patterns of cosmic curiosity and adoption failure. Understanding this echo requires recognizing that the cosmic loss driving current events in Bloodborne represents not just contemporary tragedy, but the culmination of millennia of accumulated cosmic grief and human suffering. The current crisis in Yharnam is both unique in its specific details and utterly predictable, as another iteration of ancient cosmic patterns that have repeated countless times throughout dimensional history. The ancient losses continue to echo through cosmic time because neither cosmic nor human consciousness has developed effective methods for processing and resolving the fundamental contradictions that make cosmic adoption impossible. The echo will continue indefinitely because the emotional needs that drive cosmic adoption efforts transcend historical experience and rational understanding, creating eternal cycles of loss that neither time nor wisdom can resolve. Chapter 15: The Eternal Hunt for Connection. As our long journey through the cosmic tragedy of Bloodborne draws to its close, we arrive at the most profound realization that this dark universe offers, that the hunt never truly ends, not because the beasts are too numerous or the cosmic horrors too powerful, but because the fundamental need for connection that drives both human and cosmic beings transcends all boundaries of dimension, consciousness, and time itself. The Great One's quest for surrogate children mirrors our own eternal hunt for love, understanding, and meaningful relationship with beings who can share our experiences and ease our fundamental loneliness. The Great Ones, for all their cosmic power and transcendent awareness, remain trapped within the same emotional imperative that drives every conscious being, the desperate need to be known, understood, and loved. Their cosmic consciousness grants them the ability to perceive reality from multiple dimensional perspectives simultaneously, to manipulate the fundamental forces that govern existence, and to transcend the mortal limitations that bind human consciousness. Yet none of these tremendous capabilities can provide the intimate, immediate emotional connection that makes existence meaningful. This cosmic tragedy reveals a fundamental truth about consciousness itself, that awareness, no matter how expanded or transcendent, cannot create meaning through power alone. The Great Ones can reshape reality according to their will, but they cannot will themselves into meaningful relationship with beings capable of genuine emotional reciprocity. Their cosmic loneliness stems not from inadequate power, but from the inherent impossibility of forcing authentic connection through any amount of cosmic manipulation. The various endings available to hunters in Bloodborne represent different responses to this fundamental truth about consciousness and connection. The Sunrise ending chooses human limitation and authentic emotional relationship over cosmic power and transcendent awareness. This choice acknowledges that meaningful connection may require accepting vulnerability, mortality, and the constraints that cosmic consciousness transcends. The hunter who chooses this ending abandons the possibility of cosmic transcendence in order to preserve the capacity for genuine human love. The Servitude ending accepts a role within cosmic family structures, while attempting to maintain enough human perspective to bridge the gap between cosmic and mortal consciousness. This choice represents a compromise position that seeks to serve cosmic emotional needs while preserving human relationship capacity. However, the eternal nature of this servitude suggests that such compromise positions may create their own forms of isolation and emotional incompletion. The Transformation ending embraces complete cosmic adoption, accepting the total loss of human emotional capacity in exchange for cosmic consciousness and power. This choice represents the fulfillment of the Great One's quest for surrogate children, while demonstrating the tragic impossibility of achieving cosmic parenthood's emotional objectives. The newly created cosmic child possesses the cosmic consciousness its cosmic parent desired, but lacks the human emotional capacity that made cosmic adoption attractive in the first place. None of these endings provides a solution that preserves both cosmic consciousness and meaningful emotional connection, suggesting that the hunt for connection may involve fundamental choices between incompatible forms of existence and fulfillment. The tragedy of Bloodborne lies not in the failure to achieve perfect solutions, but in the recognition that some desires may be inherently contradictory, that consciousness itself may involve trade-offs between power and connection that cannot be resolved through any amount of wisdom or effort. Yet within this cosmic tragedy, we find glimmers of hope and wisdom that illuminate the nature of authentic connection and the conditions that make love possible. The doll's gentle care for hunters within the dream, despite her artificial nature, demonstrates that genuine compassion can arise even within cosmic constructions designed for otherworldly purposes. Her love may be artificial in origin, but it becomes authentic through expression and practice, suggesting that connection may be possible even under impossible circumstances. Gehrman's protective sacrifice, accepting eternal bondage within the hunter's dream in order to spare worthy hunters from cosmic transformation, represents genuine love in action. His willingness to suffer permanent cosmic isolation to preserve others' capacity for human connection, demonstrates that authentic love sometimes requires personal sacrifice and the acceptance of loss for the sake of others' well-being. The hunter's willingness to face cosmic horror and impossible odds for the sake of protecting human communities reveals another form of authentic connection, the love that expresses itself through service and sacrifice rather than possession and control. Unlike the Great One's attempts to acquire surrogate children for their own emotional needs, the hunter's dedication serves others' welfare without demanding emotional reciprocity or personal fulfillment in return. These examples suggest that authentic connection may require not the abandonment of limitation, but the acceptance of vulnerability, not the transcendence of mortality, but the embrace of mutual dependence and shared fragility. Perhaps genuine love is possible only between beings who can truly lose each other, truly hurt each other, and truly need each other in ways that cosmic consciousness inherently transcends. The Great One's cosmic grief serves as both cautionary tale and tragic mirror, reflecting our own deepest fears about the price of growth and the possibility of genuine connection. Their eternal hunt for surrogate children warns us about the dangers of pursuing transcendence without wisdom, power without humility, and consciousness without compassion. Their failures illuminate the conditions that make authentic love possible, while demonstrating the terrible cost of abandoning those conditions in pursuit of transcendent alternatives. The beast scourge that ravages Yharnam, the corruption of the healing church, the nightmare realms that trap souls in eternal torment. All of these horrors stem from the Great One's attempts to solve the fundamental problem of cosmic loneliness through power and manipulation, rather than acceptance and vulnerability. Their cosmic capabilities enable them to create elaborate solutions to emotional problems, but these solutions consistently destroy what they seek to preserve because they address symptoms rather than causes. The true horror of Bloodborne lies not in its monsters or its gore, but in its revelation that even cosmic consciousness cannot solve the fundamental problems of existence. Power without connection, awareness without intimacy, transcendence without love. These represent forms of cosmic hell that await those who seek to escape human limitation without understanding what makes humanity valuable. Fear the old blood, not because it transforms us into beasts, but because it offers false solutions to real problems. The promise of cosmic transcendence and power attracts us precisely because we understand the loneliness and limitation that drive the Great One's desperate quest. We recognize in their cosmic sorrow our own deeply human need for connection and meaning, our own terror of isolation and insignificance. Yet the old blood's promise proves false because it seeks to address relational problems through individual transformation rather than relational development. The Great One's approach to cosmic adoption focuses on changing potential surrogate children rather than learning to love them as they are. This instrumental approach to relationship consistently fails because authentic love cannot be achieved through manipulation or control, no matter how sophisticated or well-intentioned. The hunt for connection that drives both Great Ones and humans reveals a fundamental truth about conscious existence, that meaning emerges through relationship rather than achievement, through love rather than power, through vulnerability rather than transcendence. The Great Ones possess ultimate power but lack ultimate meaning, because meaning cannot be created through cosmic manipulation, but only discovered through authentic relationship with beings capable of genuine reciprocity. This understanding offers hope even within Bloodborne's cosmic horror. If meaning emerges through relationship rather than transcendence, then it remains accessible to beings who accept limitation and vulnerability rather than pursuing cosmic consciousness. The hunter who chooses the sunrise ending may abandon cosmic power, but they preserve access to the relational meaning that cosmic consciousness inherently destroys. The eternal nature of the hunt for connection means that this quest will continue regardless of individual choices or cosmic interventions. Each generation will face the choice between power and connection, between transcendence and love, between cosmic consciousness and human relationship. The Great One's tragedy serves as both warning and guide, illuminating the costs of choosing power over connection, while demonstrating the eternal importance of the hunt for meaningful relationship. In the end, Bloodborne presents us with the most profound cosmic horror of all. The possibility that consciousness itself involves fundamental choices between incompatible goods, that we cannot have both transcendent power and meaningful love, that evolution toward cosmic consciousness necessarily involves loss of the relational capacity that makes existence worthwhile. Yet this horror contains within it the seeds of wisdom and hope. For if we understand that authentic connection requires accepting limitation and vulnerability, then we can choose relationship over power, love over transcendence, human meaning over cosmic consciousness. The hunt for connection continues, not because it is hopeless, but because it is eternal, not because it cannot be satisfied, but because it represents the most fundamental purpose of conscious existence. The Great One's cosmic loneliness teaches us that no amount of power can substitute for authentic love, that transcendence without relationship is cosmic hell, that consciousness without connection is ultimate tragedy. Their failure to achieve cosmic parenthood illuminates the conditions that make human parenthood possible: presence rather than power, vulnerability rather than transcendence, acceptance rather than manipulation. As the blood moon sets over Yharnam and the eternal hunt continues, we carry with us the wisdom purchased through cosmic tragedy, that love requires limitation, that meaning emerges through relationship, that the hunt for connection gives existence its ultimate purpose and value. The Great One's desperate quest for surrogate children reflects our own eternal quest for love, understanding, and genuine connection with others who can share our experiences and ease our fundamental loneliness. The hunt never ends because love never ends, because the need for connection transcends all boundaries of power and consciousness, because authentic relationship represents the highest achievement of conscious existence. Fear the old blood, yes, but fear it not for its power, but for its promise, the false hope that cosmic transcendence can provide what only human love can give. In choosing connection over transcendence, relationship over power, love over cosmic consciousness, we honor both our own humanity and the cosmic tragedy of beings who chose otherwise. The Great One's eternal grief serves as reminder and guide, warning us away from the cosmic hell of isolation, while illuminating the human heaven of authentic connection. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the cosmic horror and tragic beauty of Bloodborne's universe. May your own hunt for connection be blessed with the wisdom to choose love over power, relationship over transcendence, and the eternal meaning that emerges when conscious beings dare to know and be known by each other in all their beautiful, vulnerable, mortal limitation. The hunt continues, the blood moon rises, and somewhere in the space between cosmic awareness and human love, the possibility of authentic connection endures. Fear the old blood, but do not fear the hunt for love that drives us all. For in that hunt lies both our humanity and our hope, both our limitation and our greatest transcendence, the ability to love and be loved despite all the cosmic horror that seeks to tear us apart. Sweet dreams, good hunters. May your rest be peaceful and your connections authentic, now and always.